Unforgettable 920.
The following sports broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Unforgettable 920 KSHO. Bulldogs football is on the air. You can follow West Albany all season long. Every snap, every score, every game, home and away on KSHO. Bulldogs football is brought to you by Economy Supply Building Center, City and Suburban Electric, Lassen RV, Albany Athletic Club, Power Honda, Snap Fitness of Albany, Linco Federal Credit Union, Burgerville, Crabtree Automotive, Mark Thomas Motors, Grocery Outlet, Courtesy Corner Shell, Now Builders, Lynn Lanes, Willamette Community Bank, The Cutting Room, Leschwab Tires of Albany, Figaro's of Albany, Wilson Motors, and by Lynn Benton Tractor. Now get ready for Bulldogs football. For all the action, here are Radio Ryan and Wally Orderman live on the Unforgettable 920 KSHO.
And hello to you on a stately fall evening here in Corvallis. It is cool, but it is dry, and it is already the regular season finale as the Corvallis Spartans, the West Albany Bulldogs, do battle tonight in one of the oldest rivalries in the state of Oregon. This will be matchup number 109 between Corvallis and West Albany. We've got it here for you tonight on KSHO. I welcome you to the broadcast. I'm Ryan Pitts with Wally Orderman and Jeff Kiter here tonight in Corvallis. These are two teams, Wally, right now heading in opposite directions. West Albany rolling on a nice win streak. Appears as though they will finish Mid-Willamette Conference play with just the one loss. Yes, there's a game to be played yet, but Corvallis is really struggling. 5 consecutive games now. The Spartans have allowed at least 40 points. They had done that 3 times total in the first 6 years of the Mid-Willamette Conference. They have done it in 5 consecutive games. Not surprisingly, during that stretch, they are 1-4. The only win coming over South Albany when they rolled up 53 points and allowed just 43. So the Spartans are really struggling. Everybody on the Corvallis side seems to think this season's done, and they're just kind of playing out the stretch. West Albany has to make sure they can get up for this one here tonight.
There's no doubt about that. West Albany, perfect description, Ryan. West Albany, after the loss to Silverton, has played really flawless football, and Corvallis is going the other direction. Corvallis' last 3 games, they're giving up over 50 points to those teams, Crescent Valley, Lebanon, and Dallas. So certainly Corvallis is struggling. We know they're a young team. They had senior night tonight, only 12 seniors on their roster, and so they they're going to graduate some, but they have such a storied program. You know that Chris McGowan, coach of Corvallis, is going to bring this team back. Corvallis, they're struggling. We know last week that they were down 28-0 at half to Dallas. West Albany handled Dallas very easily. And then last week, West Albany really efficient in that game and really established themselves on both sides of the ball throughout the first half, got a lot of players in the second half. And West has just been dominant, and hope that they are peaking at the right time, can finish the season strong with a big win tonight, and then move on into the playoffs.
We'll talk more about the possibilities for the postseason, but we're about to have our national anthem here at Corvallis. We'll step aside, observe a timeout, and continue along with the Spartans and the Bulldogs tonight on KSHO.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Need some electrical work in your home or business, but it just seems like too small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
Lassen RV at Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
Join the fun at the Albany Athletic Club. Group fitness classes from low-impact dance to traditional circuit training, plus racquetball and more. Watch your waistline shrink and your health improve every day. Start now at the Albany Athletic Club on Hickory next to Tom's Garden Center.
Unforgettable 920.
With the national anthem performed here by the Corvallis Marching Band, we're getting closer to kickoff tonight with Corvallis and West Albany. For all that we talk about with the rivalry between West Albany and South Albany, the annual Civil War, and so much at stake, you could easily argue that this is the biggest game on West Albany's schedule every year. The rivalry, as I said, goes back to 1910. There are a few years where the teams have met twice, most recently in 2006. We won't talk about that one.
We won't go there.
We won't go with the second matchup. We can talk about the first one. But in 108 prior matchups, West Albany has won 53. Corvallis has won 47. There have been 8 ties. West Albany has won 7 consecutive regular season games against Corvallis, and every Spartan fan would underline regular season. Everybody knows about the state title game in 2006. Corvallis won that 17-14. But that 7-game win streak in the regular season matches the longest for West Albany in the history of this rivalry. The odds seem decent that they could make that 8 tonight. Lately, it's easy to say West Albany has had the better of the rivalry regular season-wise.
You know, it's really something when you look at a rivalry over the course of that long a period of time. It really is remarkably close that how many teams or how many wins each team has. You know, going back that far, and you know, you had back in the day, you had students that would hitchhike to get here to Corvallis and vice versa to get here for these rivalry games. And you know, the stories I've heard, my dad played football for Corvallis High. You know, hearing I still have his letterman's jacket letter from them, the big C, and you know, it's just one of those rivalries that just goes back so far, the tradition here, and you know, West Albany lately, as you said, has just had the better of it.
Yeah, that 2006 state championship game was a classic no matter how you look at it. Obviously, West Albany fans wanted a different outcome, but 17-14 in 3 overtimes. In the 2006 regular season, it was our first visit here to Spartan Stadium. It was the first year that Spartan Stadium had been open for business here for football. West Albany came in unbeaten. Corvallis came in unbeaten. West Albany marched down the field on their opening possession, got a field goal. Corvallis fumbled on their first snap. West Albany went in for a touchdown. It was 10-0. Corvallis fumbled the kickoff. West Albany took it in for a touchdown. It was 17-0, and the Spartans had run 1 offensive play. Now fast forward to last week against Dallas here at Spartan Stadium. Corvallis watches Dallas go down the field and score on the first possession, throws an interception on their first play from scrimmage, watches Dallas go in again, it's 14-0, fumbles on the kickoff, Dallas goes in, it's 21-0. Eerily similar, but it set the tone for a 48-21 beatdown at the hands of Dallas. Maybe the most shocking score in the Mid-Willamette Conference this year based on the histories of those two teams.
That's right, and we were so surprised when we got that halftime score as 28-0,
right,
and thought, okay, this is where the Spartans have come. With that loss, Corvallis in danger of not making the playoffs at all. They're sitting at number 23 in the OSAA power rankings, and you know, league championships are neat, and where you finish in the league is great, but it's irrelevant when it comes to the playoffs because it isn't number 2 team from this conference against number 4 from that conference. It's all based on the power rankings. Now, West Albany comes in at number 6, Corvallis at number 23. We anticipate a West win tonight, probably knocks Corvallis out of the playoffs.
Yeah, to West Albany trying to secure themselves a home playoff game. The Bulldogs are number 6 in the power rankings. Seem like a pretty safe bet. The 2 teams below them at number 7 and number 8 both play weaker opponents tonight. It would take a lot of work for West Albany to be leapfrogged, and it would appear as though they would have a bye next weekend and then host a playoff game the following weekend on the 9th of November, and that's hoping that things go well here tonight. For Corvallis, even a loss against West Albany might solidify their position into the playoffs. With the power rankings being the way that they are, Corvallis, they would still need a little bit of help, but they wouldn't lose too much ground if they do lose to the number 6 team.
Well, that's a valid point, and you know, certainly could maintain their position. Certainly they'd have an away playoff game to lead off their playoffs, and the way things have been going for them could be one and done for them. But very tough to project. I was going through and trying to figure it out where West might land. It's just almost impossible to do because there are going to be those little adjustments after tonight's games. It's going to be a day or so before we know what those matchups numbers 9 through 24 are going to be, and who West Albany might likely see. It's a coach's nightmare because who do you go scout?
Sure.
You know, you've got to make sure your assistants and your volunteers are getting out to several games to get some game tape and see if you can scout a bunch of different teams.
I should point out we're almost set for kickoff here, but you have to do a lot of scouting yourself because you are an Oregon Live poll voter now.
I am an Oregon
I haven't
Live
mentioned that yet.
Poll voter, yes, and judging by my votes and how it actually comes out, I'm not so sure that they find me relevant. But
we'll see if you come back for year 2.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun, though. I have to have them submitted by Tuesday mornings, and been a lot of fun to be a part of that.
Those power rankings will freeze tomorrow night, and then we will know. So you can keep tabs on OSAA.org, on KGAL.com, and KSHO.net. Luther Ellenson has it teed. West Albany's going to get the ball to start the game, and Ellenson, a low line drive kick. It's going to hit Carson French, and sliding up to cover it at the 30 was Cody Washburn, playing up on special teams for West Albany. Sort of a knuckleball kick from the left-footed Ellenson. And West Albany will start from their 30, 1st and 10.
And Ryan, the field should be fairly dry, but what some of our listeners who haven't been to this stadium might not realize is this is field turf. This isn't playing on a natural turf. So that's going to skip any kick like that, anything in that situation right there, it's going to skip. And French it went right through his legs.
On first down, to give to Jake Lacoste, cutting up the middle. Jake rumbles out across the 38, near the 39, a gain of close to 9 on first down for Jake Lacoste. And the first change that we see in the offensive lineup, JT Valenzuela lines up as a wide receiver out to the right. First time I think we've seen that. Brendan Breslin sets to the left. And Jake Lacoste, who we should see a heavy dose of, as usual, at least in the first half tonight, running behind Matt Soot, the fullback. Cody Lahota, the junior quarterback, under center on 2nd down and 1. West from their own 39, moving left to right here in the first quarter. And motion prior to the snap is going to back West up 5 yards.
Yeah, wide receiver on the far side. Breslin just trying to get a little bit of a jump there. Could see him just kind of out of the corner of your eye. I was kind of locked in on the offensive line right then. You could just see him take off just a hair early.
The penalties, if you do want to nitpick something that's been going on for West Albany the last few weeks, the penalties would need to get in order. With the one-sided nature of the victories, they have not been magnified, but if you get into the postseason, those kind of penalties really start looming larger.
No question, you're going to run into some opponents where every single yard counts in that game.
Jackson Soto creeps in motion left to right on now 2nd down and 6. Has Lacoste off right tackle across the 40 with a first down to the 45 and shoved out of bounds on the Corvallis sideline by J.D. Laswell, but not before he gets out to the 49. Pickup of 15 and a Bulldog first down.
Yeah, on that first down run, Ryan, Jake Lacoste looked like maybe he was going to try bust it outside, but then did the cutback against the grain to get that 8-yard gain, 9-yard gain. Penalty drives it back, but then that time does bust to the outside, gets quickly to the corner and gets that first down yardage.
Near midfield here on the opening series. Lahota walks it up under center. Buck Trulove. Soto now in motion right to left, right hash mark, 1st and 10 from the 49. Turning to give to Jake Lacoste up the middle at the 45, breaking away at the 40, at the 35, cuts back right at the 30, at the 20, at the 15 with a flag down. Jake goes down inside the 10, near the 9, but we'll check the penalty flag, which is down to the 12-yard line, well downfield.
Yeah, downfield block, I think, is what they're going to get unless they're going to get a face mask. Yes, they are.
So move half the distance from the 9, and West is going to have it just inside the 5 with a 1st and goal. 42 yards on the run by Lacoste.
I didn't see a hold by the Bulldogs, but I saw Breslin chasing that play, and I thought if they're going to throw it in that neighborhood, certainly that's what it has to be, but I was wrong. Book it. And get the face mask on Corvallis, moves it inside the 5-yard line, first down goal for the Bulldogs.
Just a minute 20 into the game.
And I was wrong.
You got it out of the way early. Yeah. 1st and goal, Lahota under center. Gives to Jake Lacoste. Jake up the middle. Jake's going to drive, and he's going to walk in for a touchdown. And a minute 33 in, West Albany is on the board. It's the Bulldogs 6 and the Spartans nothing.
Well, nice just power run right there. Looks like he's going to cut it out over the right tackle. Busts it inside. Almost untouched, getting into the end zone. Jake Lacoste with another touchdown. Beautiful run.
One thing that you hear from anybody who's watched Corvallis this year is that they have struggled with the run defense, and that equals trouble when you have to face Jake Lacoste. Now Matt Weiss with a flag down, again from the side, and somebody into the neutral zone. Offsides Corvallis. Imagine they'll still kick the point after, but it always has to make the quarterback think, or the coach, I should say, think for just a moment maybe about trying to go for 2.
Yeah, you'd consider it.
But we'll just line Weast up a yard closer out of the hold of Ben Engel with Deion Webb to snap it. Quick march down the field for West Albany. Jake Lacoste, another touchdown. The hold by Engel is a good. And the kick is no good. Boy, a rare miss from Matt Wiest on the point after. So the Bulldogs stick at 6 with 10:27 to go in the first quarter. It is West Albany 6, Corvallis nothing. We'll take a break and return to KSHO.
You will come out a winner at Power Honda. Their talented staff will show you how easy it is to get the vehicle you want and the payment you need. Check out mypowerhonda.com. Call 928-0122 or just go in to Power Honda, Highway 20 east of I-5 in Albany, your Honda superstore.
Albany Burgerville is celebrating 50 years of serving customers fresh, great-tasting food with a mission to serve with love. Pick up a Burgerville card now and earn rewards cash for every dollar spent. See store for details. Stop by Burgerville after the game. Order a famous Tillamook cheeseburger. Open 7 a.m. to midnight Fridays.
America's best music and the news you need. This is 920 KSHO, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Back here at Corvallis High School. I'll remind you again, and maybe I'll say a few times throughout the night, we come to you via Skype this evening, and just a couple of times throughout the season we've had some issues where the internet connection for one reason or another has kicked us off. We always try to get back as soon as we can, but we are trying a relatively new technology. We do understand that it sounds better through your ears, so we'll stick with it and ask for you to bear with any technical difficulties we may have. As Matt Wiest with the kick, angled to the near side and taken at the 13-yard line by Cole Garrett. As Garrett trying to run the length of the field outside is not even going to reach the 20. A lot of lateral running for Garrett. Trying to get to the far sideline, couldn't get there. He'll go out of the 18, and the Spartans will start 1st and 10.
Yeah, it's a confident run when you try and get to the far corner, and you got Ben Engel chasing you. Ben, nice job of covering that ground. Took a great angle and made the sure tackle, open field tackle there on kick coverage. Nice job by Engel.
It's Mather and Langley who will go under center for Corvallis, a senior quarterback, and a name you would remember from the hardwood, a backup guard on the Spartan basketball team, back-to-back state champions. The Spartan Hoopsters as Langley takes a snap, pitches it out right. Garrett looking for the sideline, has it, and down the far sideline he goes at the 40, at midfield to the Bulldog 40, and he's going to try and cut back and be wrapped up by Anthony Thompson at the 25-yard line of West Albany. Well, if Corvallis needed an early boost, there it is. A fake up the middle, a pitch out to Garrett, and Garrett takes it all the way to the Bulldog 25.
Nicely conceived play, and you can tell that they had practiced that one over and over again. Nice job getting that pitch out, and then a nice seal block by the wide receiver on the far side. Major yardage for Corvallis as they've moved into West Albany territory.
Cole Garrett, a 5'10", 157 junior receiver, took the pitch. Langley from the shotgun. Gives straight up the middle and got a quick 5 yards for J.D. Laswell out of the backfield as he'll hit the 20. 6-0 West Albany, but Corvallis quick as a flash at the Bulldog 20. 2nd and 5 upcoming. Corvallis hurries it back to the line of scrimmage. Langley, a 5'10", 165 senior. As he works from the pistol with Laswell behind him. Takes a snap, fires near side quickly. Caught there by Jordan Skipper. Skipper trying to move on, has a first down, and will go out just inside or near the 10-yard line. Corvallis is going to have a 1st and goal at the 9.
Another nice safe play. Get the nice pass out into the flat. Let the wide receiver do what he does. Made a couple of moves. Got that first down yardage there. A lot of dancing for just a little bit of yardage, but it was enough to get the first down.
So a 1st and goal. 9:25 to go in the first quarter. Langley with Laswell behind him. Left hash takes a snap. On a pitch right, Laswell with some space, trying to get to the far corner and slips down. He'll go down for a loss. Lost his footing at the 10, a loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
And the quick pitch was nicely sealed off on the far side. I didn't catch the number of the West Albany defender on that far side. I apologize for that, but really closed that off to the quarterback. So the quick pitch looked like he had some green in front of him, but slips down. Going to bring up 2nd and goal.
And hard to see from up here, but I think maybe if Laswell had cut just a little bit quicker, he might have had an angle. So Langley rolls left, looking to throw, buying some time with his legs, looks end zone and throws it away. Smart play there by Langley, running out of time. Throws it out the back corner of the end zone. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 10.
Yeah, and Langley's got some quicks. They roll him out of the pocket like that. He buys himself an awful lot of time because Bulldog lineman giving chase, but he's a little bit quicker than they are. Gets out and finally throws that ball away.
Corvallis on their senior night, honoring their 12 seniors prior to the game. Langley, one of them. As he works from the shotgun, empty backfield on 3rd and goal from the 10. Langley back to throw, wanting to set up the screen and overthrows Lasswell. Joey Roos was closing quickly, and if Joey takes that one in stride, that might have turned into disaster for Corvallis. It falls incomplete, and the Spartans will bring out the field goal team to try a 27-yard field goal.
And Roos does one of two things on that play. It's either caught and he just absolutely bends that player in half, or he makes the interception himself and has nobody in front of him. Ball falls incomplete, field goal unit out for Corvallis.
Luther Ellenson, left-footed kicker from the right hash mark, out of the hold of Brock Derrick to try a 27-yard field goal. Snap is good. The kick is blocked. It's blocked. It's picked up by Derrick, and Derrick will fall forward to the 12-yard line.
JT Valenzuela.
And what turned into, or what looked like a very promising Corvallis drive, turns into nothing. West Albany able to block the field goal, and they'll take over with 8:36 to go in the first quarter.
Boy, Valenzuela's quick, and how many plays does he make in a game? Talk about a playmaker. He could do it on special teams. He does it on defense. He could do it on offense. And that time, special teams gets the block on the field goal attempt. Bulldogs take over after the blocked field goal.
Ellenson on his opening kick did not get much arc on it, hooked it a little bit. And that one, not a lot of arc either. Valenzuela smothers it. The Bulldogs have it 1st and 10 from their own 12. 8:36 to go in the first quarter, leading 6-0. Lahota puts it in the air for the first time. It's caught by Breslin. Breslin dives close to the first down out of the 22-yard line and should have a first down. Sure-handed grab by Breslin.
Like to see him get off early and give him a nice big cushion there. Gets out to the first down yardage. They is going to be second down.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to give it to him, but kind of a questionable spot there, I think. But we won't argue that too much. But Breslin, you know, they have a lot of respect for what he can do. Leading receiver for the Bulldogs on the season, gave him a good cushion.
Second down and short. So give it inside to the fullback, Matt Soot. Soot bounces it out left, and he will have the first down this time. Gain of about 1.5 yards for Soot up the middle, and the Bulldogs will have a 1st and 10 at their own 23.
Texts are all already flying here. See if we can get some scores. South Albany and Silverton?
Yes.
See if we can get some updates on that as we go along tonight.
1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 23, leading 6-0. 7:49 to go in the opening quarter. Lahota gives it to Jake Lacoste. Jake trying to buy some time, now going to bounce it, try to go all the way back to the left, turns the corner and picks up positive yardage. The first down, in fact, he'll get across the 35. And out close to the 37-yard line. Lacoste tried the right side, ran into his own tackle, and came all the way back around left and winds up picking up 15 yards.
That's a risky move, but when you've got his kind of speed and his kind of power, you know that you can get through, get back around that other corner. That's a tough play by a tough runner right there.
Playing this game on artificial turf, I think everybody's a little anxious to see Jake turn one loose on the turf. Takes a pitch right, gets a good block from Soto, gets up across the 45, across midfield, down to the Spartan 49 with another first down. 13 yards for Jake on that carry. And the Bulldogs have started this drive at their own 12, move to the Spartan 49, 1st and 10.
7:17 to go here in the first quarter. The Bulldogs leading 6-0. Jackson Soto out in front of that play did a nice job sealing off. Gave Jake just a couple extra yards there.
Well, Jake Lacoste was put up otherworldly numbers this year, but has had to do so in relatively limited time. Hasn't gotten to play in the second half of 3 different games. The Bulldogs kind of hoping that's the case tonight, but if you're looking at a bye next week, maybe you want to keep him sharp, give him a little more time. Gets the carry here up the middle and dives over the pile to the 43, a pickup of 6. As Corvallis player just a little slow to get up, and now up to his feet is Carlos Hernandez, defensive tackle. No, I'm sorry, it's 68. It's Robert Henderson.
Yeah, and Henderson took the wrath of Jake Lacoste on that play. Jake just lowered his head, ran right over him, and I'd be a little slow getting up myself.
Henderson at 6 foot 249.
Jake over 100 yards, 104 yards on the game so far.
And not quite midway through the first quarter. JT Valenzuela now in the backfield. JT gets a carry and drives his way to the 40. So he gets 3 off the left side, just shy of the 40 perhaps. It'll be 3rd down and short upcoming for West Albany. Spelling Jake Lacoste at least for 1 carry is JT Valenzuela, who has not gotten many carries this year, despite the fact that we consistently refer to him as the backup running back.
Well, you know, he plays in all other phases of the game. I think they're a little concerned maybe about wearing him out, like to keep him at least somewhat fresh, so they're not giving him a ton of carries. But how deep is West Albany at running back? A lot of different players you could throw out there.
So we're going to get a whistle and a timeout It's going to be taken here by West Albany with 5:48 to go in the first quarter. Jake Lacoste, I see on the far side, retying his shoes. That's the reason why JT Valenzuela was into the backfield. Before, during, or after the game in Albany, you can grab a hot and ready $5 pizza at Little Caesars. It's across from the mall on Gary Street, the new and only Little Caesars in Albany. Now, this is a big weekend coming up, Wally. You're on your way to Seattle tomorrow. The Beavers are up at CenturyLink Field against the Huskies, a huge game, 7:15.
7:15 start, yep. Going to roll out pretty early and go meet up with my college buddies. We get to see each other once a year and or so, and we kind of circled this weekend on the calendar. Going to make a weekend of it. Go watch the Beavs.
And I have to get this off my chest. I feel like I need to confess.
I know where you're going with this.
My best friend, soon to be the best man at my wedding, got free Duck tickets. So I'm going to the Duck game tomorrow. I'm not proud of it.
I'm not judging you.
I'm not going to cheer for the Ducks, but you can't pass up an opportunity to go for free to Johnson. So that's where I'll be tomorrow. Jake Lacoste back in, out of the timeout with a carry, and Jake breaking it left at the 20, at the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and a touchdown down the far sideline. Jake Lacoste emerges from the pack, goes 41 yards, his second touchdown of the first quarter, and the Bulldogs lead at 12-0.
What a job by that left side of the line. I'll tell you, Ryan, they have been so impressive on the season. We'll get the names going as we can here, but that left side of the line blew open a wide open hole for Jake to run through, and he finds the rest of the way with those powerful legs and gets to the end zone.
So Matt Wiest, after a rare point after miss his first time, will look for the redemption here out of the hold of Engel. Snap a little low, but puts it down, and Wiest a little extra behind that one as he rockets it through. 5:38 to go in the first quarter. West Albany 13, Corvallis nothing. We'll take a timeout and come back with Bulldog football tonight on KSHO.
A first-class 24/7 fitness facility, always open with keyless access where safety is paramount. That's Snap Fitness of Albany, where they offer free classes of yoga, Pilates, and Zumba with each membership. Check out Snap Fitness's new gym, now on Hickory Street in North Albany.
Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market across from the Heritage Mall has Senior Day, the first Tuesday of every month. $2 off every purchase of $15 or more. Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. 100% satisfaction guaranteed across from the Heritage Mall with bargains on the brands you trust.
We're Linco Federal Credit Union. Keep your money in Linn County with Linco Federal Credit Union. Enjoy a visit with one of our friendly staff at a neighborhood branch near you today. Linco Federal Credit Union in Albany, Lebanon, and Sweet Home. In Linn, you're in.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Crabtree Auto stresses the small stuff when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. An oil change every 3,000 miles is a small thing now, but adds up to big rewards down the road. Crabtree Auto's ASE certified technician can help your vehicle maintain its reliability beyond 200,000 miles. Crabtree Auto on Hill Street, just south of 9th in Albany.
920 KSHO.
13-0, West Albany with 5:38 to go in the first quarter, and Matt Wiest with his second kickoff of the night in the direction of Garrett, who backpedals to take it at the 6. Garrett, who tried the far sideline the first time, just cuts straight up and gets across the 20, out near the 25-yard line. Not wasting a lot of time this time. Maybe learned his lesson after he was cut short of the 20 on his first return. Takes this one out just across the 25, 1st and 10 Spartans.
Kick coverage. Ever since that first game at Pendleton, kick coverage has certainly been stellar for the Bulldogs. They get down, they stay in their lanes, they stay disciplined. Nice job that time keeping him hemmed in.
So Mather and Langley back out of the shotgun on 1st and 10 from his own 26. Rolling right, throwing quickly. It's caught by Andrew Laney, and Laney will be taken down right at the first down sticks. It will depend on the spot on the far side, but looks like he might be just a hair short. No, first down, man.
Tough vantage point.
I have nothing to blame. I'm looking through an open window at a couple bodies in front. I thought maybe he'd be an inch short, but it is a first down, 10 yards on the pass play to Laney.
Well, we're a little lower in this vantage point, too, than we are sometimes, too. A little bit tougher to tell.
It is
That's
nice.
what I'm going with.
It's a very nice surface
really
here
is.
at Spartan Stadium. He has a give right up the middle and just crushed in the backfield is Bradley Crampton. Carson French was there to meet him.
And Gabe Stone was down low, too.
Boy, the Bulldogs, those linebackers this year have really been something. Gabe Stone, Carson French, Nathan Clark, Jackson Soto. The Bulldogs have rotated some bodies in, but Stone and French just seem to be around every single play. Loss of 3, second and 13. Langley back to throw. Nothing open, rolling left, firing downfield. It is caught by Garrett. What a grab by Cole Garrett on the sideline of the 49-yard line. Garrett went high in the air, tapped his right toe in bounds, and has a Spartan first down.
Boy, really nice catch. And Langley, he took a shot from the West Albany defense. Hung in there as long as he possibly could. Got rid of that ball, put it out there. But he's smarting a little bit. Not a late hit, good hit by the Bulldogs, but Langley able to get that one off. Tough kid. He hung in there a long time.
Langley figures to play a pretty prominent role on the hardwood this winter for Corvallis, a team that lost a lot of seniors from their state championship team. As Langley runs the option right, pitches it to Crampton, who juggles it in. Now tries to get off tackle and will get into Bulldog territory with positive yardage, tripped up by Joey Roos, but not before he picks up a couple. He'll give him a great spot all the way to the 45 of West Albany. Call it a 6-yard gain.
Well, it's something when the ball skips along the turf, Ryan. But when the bodies skip along, it's the first place you hit. You're right. That was a generous spot.
Second down and 4. Corvallis, 4:02 to go. First quarter. West Albany leading at 13-0. Langley again with Crampton behind him. Draws the Bulldogs into the neutral zone. Corvallis offensive line clapping their hands. The cadence worked that time and should give the Spartans a first down. It will to the 40.
Well, Ryan, a couple of nice pitch plays by Corvallis. Now they're coming to the line. I'll make this point after this play.
Yeah, Corvallis runs quickly on offense. Not a lot of time in between the plays when they have. Trips right, one receiver left. 1st and 10 from the Bulldog 40. Langley sets up, quick drop, throws, and it is tipped in the air and almost intercepted. Thompson made a great break on the ball. Deflected into the air. Skipper and Valenzuela each had a shot. Skipper is shaken up. Skipper grabbing his lower back. As the ball got deflected, Skipper took a pretty good shot with Valenzuela and Thompson both in the vicinity, and he remains down.
Yeah, I think we're going to hope this is just like a back spasm. He reached back, got twisted around kind of awkwardly there. I don't know that it was actually from contact, but certainly it was awkward how he got twisted around. Ryan, right now what Corvallis is doing in their running game, they're getting a lot of quick pitches out, almost like an option is what they're doing, but they get that pitch out and they're making the Bulldogs pay for over pursuit. Bulldogs are sending a lot of players into the offensive backfield, and that right now Corvallis is making them pay by getting that pitch out there quickly and getting some good running yards.
Well, Jordan Skipper is up and walking to the sidelines, but doing so very gingerly. He's reaching for the lower back, kind of reached for his hamstring. Few things hurting for Skipper. Hope for a quick return for Jordan. He is a senior, 5'11", 165. But obviously in some major discomfort as it will be 2nd and 10. Corvallis, Langley back to throw. Langley will be sacked back at midfield as Gabe Stone got him. 10-yard loss on the play. Stone blasting through, and Langley, no time.
You can't do much against that. It was almost like a delayed blitz, and Gabe Stone, once he decided to go in and tee off on Langley, he came fast. Man, he came busting through there. No way for Langley to get away from him. Great angle by Gabe Stone as he gets the sack.
3rd and 20 now for Corvallis from midfield. Langley with Crampton behind him. He in a pistol formation. Pressure coming, Langley rolling. Caught on the far side by Laney as Langley will get inside the 40 with a late flag, and this should give Corvallis the first down. And that would be a major gift. Laney was well shy of the first down at the 38, but that late flag likely to be of the personal foul variety.
You know, and that's just really unfortunate. That's a really tough call right there because West Albany, they were tackling him. They had 2 or 3 players on him, and they were taking him down as he got to the sideline. They're going to call that a personal foul, late hit, and I just don't see it, Ryan. That's just really unfortunate. Hard for 3 guys to let go all at the same time. They don't know they're right there at the line. And if the whistle blows while they're taking him down, what are they supposed to do?
Yeah.
That's just a really tough call.
It's one of those where you get kind of caught in between trying to protect the player and realizing that the physics of the game sometimes just render it impossible to pull yourself off. It is a first down to the 23. as Corvallis marches again. Had a field goal blocked on their first possession, but moving here as Crampton gets the carry and moves inside the 20, down close to the 18-yard line. Gain of about 5 up the middle for Crampton.
Got this little triple option thing going, and that time they do give it to the first man through. It's an effective play because they've been going wide with the pitch so often that you don't expect them to give it to the first man through.
2:38 to go in the first quarter, 13-0 West Albany, but the Spartans have marched both times they've had it. Second down and 5 from the 18. A give to Crampton. This time he is swarmed in the backfield with another flag coming in late. Gabe Stone, Matt Soot, etc. And on the stop, Brian Garcia, also near the bottom of the pile. We'll check the flag, as this will be a face mask against West Albany. And I'm telling you, the penalties are really adding up here in the last few games. Now in comes Jake Lacoste, as he will replace Anthony Thompson at the corner position. But a face mask will give Corvallis a first and goal at the 9-yard line.
Oh, we've seen Corvallis here before, and the Bulldogs really shored things up and stiffened up. It's going to take that kind of task again. 2:20 and counting here in the first quarter. The Bulldogs leading 13-0.
Right hash mark from the 9, 2 receivers each side, and Crampton just to the left of Langley as he works out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks left, firing end zone, has Garrett, and it is caught for a touchdown in the back of the end zone. Cole Garrett pulls it in, and CHS, aided by a couple of huge penalties against West Albany, puts it in at 13-6 with 2:05 to go in the first.
Really nice play, and they ran that to Jake Lacoste. Had come in for Anthony Thompson, ran it to his corner, and Jake just kind of lost him there in the corner. Nicely thrown ball, and the caught on the fingertips by Corvallis. Nice catch by the receiver, and they get into the end zone here, trying to make this a 13-7 game.
Ellenson for the point after, Derek to hold it. Snap is down to kick again, a line drive, and it is good. 2:05 to go in the first quarter. A game that everybody said would be a blowout gets a little closer. West Albany 13, Corvallis 7. We'll take a break and return to KSHO.
Now is the time to buy a car at Mark Thomas Motors. 4 generations in the auto business and here to stay. Mark Thomas Motors is big on supporting local events. 3 locations in Albany: Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Hyundai, GMC, Buick, Pontiac. Now is the time to buy a car at Mark Thomas Motors in Albany.
Just like the Bulldogs, Courtesy Corner Shell gives you everything they have every time you drive in. Fast and friendly service, windows always clean. Non-ethanol fuels for small engines, boats, and vintage cars available. You can't beat Courtesy Corner Shell near Queen on Pacific Boulevard. They'll be happy to see you.
Unforgettable 920.
Welcome back here to Corvallis High School. 13-7, West Albany with the lead. Both teams have moved the ball with relative ease. The blocked field goal by West Albany on the initial possession for Corvallis. Really the only difference right now. Corvallis, again, helped by a couple of penalties against West Albany on their second possession, but they do get into the end zone. 9-yard touchdown pass from Mather and Langley to Cole Garrett.
Very difficult to combat when you've got 30 yards in penalties and you're on one side of the field, and that's how that drive was for Corvallis. Took advantage of it, got into the end zone, 13-7.
So Ellenson to kick it off for the second time. His first one, the opening kickoff, was kind of a knuckleball that wound up angling well right. This one also angled to the right. Will skip and be caught by Valenzuela at the 10. Up the left side of the 20. JT spun around, stays on his feet, and will try to keep going and go down at the 20. Good coverage by Corvallis, kind of swarming JT Valenzuela, would not let him go. And the Bulldogs will take over from their 21, 1st and 10.
Got to mention this kid coming in on the defensive line for Corvallis. We spotted him during the warm-ups, Ryan. Just for some perspective here, on the defensive line, a sophomore, Brandon Carnes, number 76, 6'4", 350.
Yeah, he might just be the biggest we have seen, and he's a sophomore. 1st and 10. Bulldogs from their 21, 1:58 to go in the first, and a flag prior to the snap. False start, West Albany.
West looking a little undisciplined right now, and I think Coach Nyquist probably going to peel some paint off the walls here at halftime if they don't get this short up.
Those penalties will drive you nuts, and it is a couple of weeks now where the penalties have really added up. And say again, with the one-sided scores, you don't really pay much attention to it. But if this game remains close, those penalties will become a factor. First down 15 for the Bulldogs from their own 16. Lahota, the I formation, gives to Jake Lacoste. Jake trying to cut back left, looking for some space, angles to the sideline, and fights his way for a couple, and that's it. Harder than 2 yards for Jake Lacoste. Maybe 1 for Jake. Pinned on the left sideline. Just not a lot of room to operate.
Yeah, right now Jake is trying to get his yard from the outside, but the money has come. The money ball has come for West Albany with the runs up the middle, and that offensive line doing such a good job. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe at the end of the quarter, Coach Nyquist pulls Jake aside and says, "Look, let's go where our money is. Let's run these a little bit more to the inside."
Second down, about 14. Jake with a carry off the right side. Breaks a couple of tackles and still only gets about 2 to the 20. Corvallis able to swarm in. Parker Wade with the stop. It will bring up 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, under a minute to go here in the first quarter. This will be an interesting call now. We don't see a lot of draws out of the Bulldogs, but this would be an ideal situation for a draw. But I wouldn't be surprised here at all to see Lahota go to the air.
Under a minute in the first quarter, 13-7. West Albany with the lead.
A little late getting out into the huddle, too. They're going to have to hurry to get this play off.
Bulldogs have already burned 1 timeout here in the first quarter. As Lahota taking his time getting to the line of scrimmage. Now the hand is up. He's got 5 seconds. He's really going to have to hurry here. He does get it off on 3rd and 11. Little play action back to throw. Setting up, firing deep, looking for Breslin. Goes up and makes the catch. Or are they going to say incomplete? One official saying to hit the ground. Other official saying the ground caused the fumble, and they will say first down to the 35 of Corvallis.
Beautiful, beautiful catch. I don't know how he does it, but he does such a great job of getting separation. Breslin does from the defenders right at the last minute. And we watch his hands, Ryan. We watch to see if he's pushing off. He doesn't, but he gets that separation, uses his body so well that he gets just enough separation to get those hands up and make that catch. Beautiful pass by Lahota. Breslin brings it in, first down yardage.
Ball popped out right at the end of the Corvallis sideline saying Breslin was juggling and never had control. They give him the catch, and the Bulldogs will let the first quarter clock expire. About 18 seconds on the clock when he had the first down. They'll let it run down and head to the second quarter. West Albany 13, Corvallis 7. We'll switch sides and come back here at 9:20 KSHO.
Lynn Lane's in Lebanon, home of the best burger in town.
The place to bowl is Lynn Lane's Bowling Center on South Main Road in Lebanon. And the people are real nice. And the Head Pin Restaurant, I'd go there even if the bowling alley wasn't attached.
Good family fun. Bowling.
Hi, I'm Dave Wood, President and CEO of Willamette Community Bank. We are proud to support our local high school sports, music, and scholastic programs. Be part of the team and get behind our schools and our future leaders. Willamette Community Bank, service like no other, we promise. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Competition is tough in the hairstyling business. The cutting room on Pacific across from Pops doesn't mind, because just like the Bulldogs, we strive for excellence with confidence. The cutting room wants to be your salon. Call us for an appointment at 541-928-0811.
It's that time again, Les Schwab's Fall Tire Sale, our biggest sale of the year. Come in and get great deals on some of our most popular tires. But hurry, the Fall Tire Sale ends October 31st. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
America's best music and the news you need. This is 920 KSHO, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
And the Bulldogs start in the second quarter with a little play action pass to the fullback. Matt Soot with a rare reception, but gets good yardage near a first down inside the 30, down around the 28-yard line. It'll be second down and short here for West Albany. Started the second quarter, 13-7, Bulldogs with the lead.
Coach Nyquist mixing things up a little bit. I like that, although we know that Coach Nyquist does not want to show his hand too much. These games are going to be scouted now toward the end of the season. They have been for future postseason opponents. He doesn't want to tip his hand too much.
Second down and 3. Give us to Jake Lacoste. Off the left side, Jake, the 25, dragging a defender and takes a big pop at the 22. Parker Wade came in and cleaned it up, but Lacoste will have a first down. Pick up a 6 for Jake. The Bulldogs continue to march. That third down conversion on a 3rd and 11, the long pass to Breslin, huge as Corvallis was building some momentum.
Boy, it really was. And Corvallis, you know that they wanted that stop and be able to put West Albany in a rare punting situation. But the long completion keeps the drive alive. As we start the second quarter, the Bulldogs moving it almost to the red zone.
At the 22 on the left hash, Lahota gives it to Jake, bursting up the middle. Lacoste right into the scrum at the 16. He'll pick up 6 more on first down. Jake went over 100 yards in the first quarter. Continues to add to that here as it'll be 2nd down and 4 from the Spartan 16. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. 13-7, West Albany with the lead. Corvallis has run a couple of big offensive plays, keeping their crowd in it, certainly keeping themselves in the game. The Bulldogs had it going on offense so far.
Again, the Bulldogs watch that back judge, see if that hand goes up.
Yeah, taking their time as Lacoste gets a carry left side, pushes his way down close to the 12, very near a first down. They will slowly walk in and discern whether or not he's got the first. They're going to say a fumble. Boy, the ball came out.
You know, I saw a player go sliding in, and I thought, wow, that's almost a late hit. But he came sliding in because the ball was loose.
Boy, I think I can safely say nobody in the building saw it, so I don't feel so bad. But Corvallis comes out with the ball at the 12-yard line, and a huge turnover. Gives it back to the Spartans with 10:06 to go in the second.
Wow, that was something. I really thought he was sliding in there just to try and finish off the play, and maybe it was a late hit. But he saw the ball come loose.
Langley sends Hennessy in motion and gives it to Crampton, and Crampton for about a yard off left guard. Gabe Stone, another tackle for West Albany.
Gabe Stone, whose mother came through with treats tonight.
Boy, good ones.
They
too.
are good. I got the sample. You held out, but I had the opportunity to grab one of those brownies. They're delicious. Thanks to Lynette Stone for bringing us the treats tonight.
Yeah, the burp is not a good sound for me on air. It just doesn't go over real well.
That's good radio.
Langley back to throw, rolling left, looking deep. Has a man out there. It's Laswell, and it's tipped in, incomplete. Valenzuela deflected it, and Laswell very nearly got it off the deflection. But it will be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, that's a tough play for Valenzuela. He got turned around a little bit. He looked over one shoulder, had to swing around and look over the other shoulder, and in doing so, there was a little separation between he and the receiver, but he's able to go up and jar that loose. Nice play by Valenzuela. So athletic.
With 9.5 to go in the second quarter. Big defensive play here for West Albany. 3rd and 10. Trying to get it right back after the Jake Lacoste fumble. Langley with 3 receivers to the left with a flag down. Rolls left. Fires into the flat. It's caught for a very short gain. Garrett with the catch for 3, but we'll check the flag.
Garrett a little slow getting up there, too. No contact after that play.
It is illegal procedure against Corvallis. The Bulldogs should decline this and bring up 4th down in about 7.
Yeah, Valenzuela going to come back. Yeah, they are declining it. Valenzuela's going to drop back. Bulldogs are going to get great field position after this punt.
So a short pass play and the catch by Garrett, but just nothing doing. As Corvallis, no change in personnel here. Now Langley could just give this one a quick punt, but sure looks like setting up to run a play. Now he takes another couple steps backwards. And Langley will roll right and punt this one almost straight in the air and to the near side. It's going to hit at the 23 and bounce backwards. Laney will down it at the 22. It's an 8-yard punt, and West Albany will take over with wonderful field position, 1st and 10.
Wow. Little confusion on Corvallis' line. And I thought we were looking at some procedure penalties, too, as one of the offensive linemen stood up. But referee didn't think that was prior to the snap. Really an odd play. And then I'll just say it like it is. That was a horrible punt. West Albany with great field position.
Winds up a 9-yard punt as they put it down at the 23. 9:04 to go in the first half. Bulldogs leading 13-7. Lahota, a little pitch to Jake Lacoste, running right, accelerating up the middle. At the 10, he cuts left. He cuts in for a touchdown.
Almost unfair, Ryan. The way that Bulldogs had the Spartans spread out on that play, and then you get the quick pitch. You think that Lahota is moving out of the pocket to throw the pass. Has Lacoste out there in the flat. Just give him the quick little pitch, and he does the rest. Very spread out the Spartans were, and he's able to find his holes.
My question is, was that a pass? It was a little. It looked like it was out in front.
Little shovel pass.
I'm going to call it a pass. I'm going to give Cody a touchdown
I think
pass.
It absolutely was a pass.
Matt Wiest with the point after. It's good. 8:55 to go in the first half. Whether it's a run, whether it's a pass, it's a touchdown. 20-7. West Albany will take a break and return to KSHO.
The mission of Now Builders is treat every job like it's their only job, no matter how big or small, and they don't stop until their customer is 100% satisfied 100% of the time. Check out their portfolio of fine work at nowbuilders.com. Call Now Builders at 541-926-2858.
Figaro's in Albany now has the ultimate super combo and the ultimate super meat, only $16.99 or $17.99 baked. Albany Figaro's in front of Fred Meyer. And ask about their gluten-free crust, 541-924-9303.
Unforgettable 920.
Well, we will give the quarterback some credit there and call it a touchdown pass for Cody Lahota, who was rolling right. It's that designed kind of option play. The Bulldogs have run it several times. But I say no question, it was just ever so slightly a forward pitch. So it would wind up a touchdown pass, technically, although Jake Lacoste did the lion's share of the work. 23 yards in all, touchdown West. It's 20-7 with 8:55 to go in the first half.
And I think we just overruled Jeff Kiter because he had it as a rush. But
and I would never question Jeff. I would never do that. But I'm looking at it straight on here, and I think it was.
I think we could take him.
It was about a 1 foot pass. Maybe the two of us together. Weist with the kick. It will go into the end zone. There's not much wind here tonight, but Matt puts that one across the goal line for a touchback. Corvallis will take it from their 20, 1st and 10. Farmers Insurance is the right choice for auto insurance, home, life, business, boat, and RV insurance, and a whole lot more. Your local Farmers experts are Roland Brower and Tim Finley on 9th across from Mark Thomas Motors in Albany.
Just got a text from Mitch Benedict. Want to say hi to Mitch. You know, such a strong supporter. U.S. Bank and Mitch, always so supportive of the Bulldogs. Listening to our broadcast tonight. He's a huge Ryan Pitts fan.
J.D. Laswell with a carry, a little end around out of the backfield, and Laswell will pick up a couple as he gets across the 20. Mitch, another very nice West Albany supporter. So many nice people we've met over the years. While we're discussing DeBank and supporters, I'll say hi to Dan Lacoste. Understood Dan was going to be listening tonight from Yamhill Carlton, where he was checking out another football game going on in the States. So hi to Dan and to Di. Your nephew has 3 touchdowns already, 2 of the running variety, and 1 we'll say on a pass. 2nd and 7, Corvallis from the 23. The pass is tipped and incomplete. Hit the ground just in front of Laney. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Corvallis going to the air some, Brian. Corvallis is only running for 117 yards a game, but Langley, he's over 50% in completion percentage on this season too. So you know that they can light it up. He's got over 120 pass attempts, now over 130 on the season, has completed 56% of them. They can do it through the air.
Jordan Skipper is jogging along the sideline for Corvallis as he tries to return from that lower back injury earlier. 3rd and 7 from the 23. Langley sets up, throws deep, and overshoots Cole Garrett, who had a step on Ben Engel, but the pass a little bit overthrown. It'll be 4th and 7, Corvallis from their own 23.
Punt situation here for Corvallis. Bulldogs going to get this ball back in great field position. Again, field position battle certainly being won by the Bulldogs at this point. 8:39 to go here in the second quarter. Bulldogs leading 20-7.
Again, there's no change in personnel, but Langley goes alone behind center, takes a couple more steps back, and sets to punt from his own 15. 1 step and a kick, much better this time. A high kick sent to Valenzuela, who muffs it and will cover up at the 46. Did not see an official signal, but JT comes out of the pile with the ball, able to keep it, and the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Wanted to try and cover just a few random facts from the Corvallis-West Albany rivalry here tonight. I mentioned it's the 109th meeting between these two teams. The first meeting all the way back in 1910 was won by Albany High 62-0.
Oh, mercy.
That remains the biggest margin of victory in this series. 62-0. Albany.
The first game of this series.
First game, 1910.
And remains that's the margin that holds the record to this day.
To this day. Pass out of the back. Caught by Soto. One-handed grab, and down the far sideline, Soto rumbles inside the 30. And down close to the 25-yard line. Soto reeling it in with one hand and then turning it up the far sideline for big yards after catch. 1st down to the 25.
A couple of great plays on that particular play right there. Not only the one-handed grab and then the run down the sideline, but how about the block by Breslin to free him for that last 10 yards? Nicely drawn up by the Bulldogs, perfectly executed.
As Cody LaHoda brings it up under center. Ben Engel splits out to the left. Breslin to the right. Soot and Lacoste behind LaHoda as Soto goes in motion right to left. A pitch to Jake Lacoste running left. Has a couple blockers in front. Cuts it back to the 20 and gets gang tackled there. Gain of 5 for Lacoste before he's driven backwards. 2nd and 5 upcoming with 7:50 to go in the first half. West Albany leading it 20-0.
Had a nice wall of blockers in front of him there, but nicely stretched out by that Spartan defense, showing some speed of their own laterally and able to stretch that play out to the point where we really didn't have much to gain there. But that's how spoiled we are. That's a gain of 5.
Yeah.
We'll take a gain of 5.
Well, if the Beaver running game could get 5 yards at a pop, I'd be thrilled. The last couple of weeks hasn't gotten much. Jake Lacoste gets another carry, trying to drag tacklers. Will be driven backwards at the 17, a gain of 3. So it will bring up 3rd down and short. So the clock does continue to move. 7:10 to go here in the first half. Bulldogs leading it 20-7. Each team, a couple of miscues. Jake Lacoste with the fumble and Corvallis having a field goal blocked early. 2 downs for West to get 2 yards here, you'd have to figure. 3rd and 2 from the 17. Left hash mark with Soto just to the left of the formation. LaHoda under center now triggers Soto in motion. Cody back on a little stretch give to Lacoste, rolling right, cutting back up the middle, and Jake will have a 1st down as he gets close to the 10 and just inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal here for West. Just enough, again, off right tackle. Jake Lacoste, a patient run. Picks up 7 and a 1st down.
And you could see the little hesitation that he had, and you knew that was patience right there, letting the blocks get out in front of him, clear a little bit of a spot, and get that 1st down yardage, 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
10-yard line going in for West. Breslin off to the left. Valenzuela back in as a receiver to the right. LaHoda gives it straight up the middle to Matt Soot. So a fullback for a hard-earned couple of yards right up the middle. Corvallis has been doing a pretty nice job on those carries up the middle as Robert Henderson was there to make the stop.
I like that, though. Pound in the middle, just try and soften things up. It just opens it up to the outside more, that much more down the road. That offensive line is so solid. Birchfield, Boyd, Truelove, Steely Smith, Colton Brandt. Such a great job. No give in those 5 guys right there.
2nd and goal from the 8. LaHoda gives it again to Matt Soot. Soot breaking tackle. Soot will rumble in for a touchdown. Matt Soot up the middle, 8 yards for the Bulldogs score, and it's 26-7.
Defender that hit him early looked like maybe they got a hand on the ball, but Soot so strong as he powers through their nice 8-yard run into the end zone for Soot. Great to see him get into the end zone.
We'd like to see the fullbacks get rewarded for their efforts.
Absolutely. Primarily blockers, you love to see them get the ball once in a while and get to put it in the end zone.
So Matt Wiest in for the point after. Ben Engel puts it down, and Wiest, no good, off to the right. Well, I don't know if that was deflected. It went well right. So Matt Wiest, for the 2nd time tonight, does not hit the extra point. The Bulldogs continue to lead comfortably, 26-7 West Albany with 5:44 to go in the first half. We'll take a timeout and come back to 920 KSHO.
The short drive to Corvallis will save you time and money. This is Steve Buckner from Wilson Motors, inviting you to experience the notable difference at Wilson Motors, 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis. Check us out at saveatwilson.com.
Making life easier and more productive, that's what Lynn Benton Tractor can do for you. And it all begins by discovering how the full line of Kubota equipment can help.
Lynn Benton Tractor, we're still doing business the American way.
Highway 99E Tangent.
Unforgettable 920.
Back again here at Corvallis High School. I'm Ryan Pitts. Wally Ordeman with me. Jeff Kiter will be here at halftime with stats. Ryan Holman was here to set up the gear for us. Dave Adams back in the studio. And thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight on a Friday night where we are not opposed, I believe, by any major sporting event. The World Series had the courtesy to take the night off. Leave us to do our own thing here tonight. That's
right.
Nice of Major League Baseball.
Very considerate.
Very considerate. And go Giants. You've played very well.
Yeah, they sure have.
On quite a roll, quite a historic roll for the Giants. Matt Wiest will approach and send it skyward from the 40. Waiting under it is Crampton from the goal line. Straight up the middle at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and diving across the 25. Little slip and slide action as they'll spot him at the 26. 1st down, Corvallis from there. As we got an injured Spartan on the return, they will tend to him. For over 50 years, Mega Foods has been offering the best quality and taste, more than just a supermarket, also a good neighbor. Mega Foods in Lebanon and Albany.
Ryan, well, we've got the injured Spartan down on the field, and they attend to him. Say hello to a couple people. I want to say hi to Dalton Cooley. Talked to him. He was my dentist growing up. Talked to him a week or so ago. Said he wasn't going to be able to listen to us last week, but said he very faithfully listens to our broadcasts every week. So I want to say hi to Dalton Cooley, and also Dr. Dan Moore. Going to say hi to him as well. Sits right below us at the home games, and I know listens faithfully when we're on the road. So I want to say hi to both of them.
And I just got a text from Dan, who is listening. Says that it's Jake's cousin Kevin who they're watching, as Seaside is taking on Yamhill Carlton. Kevin is the quarterback for Seaside. Seaside leads 21-7 with 6 minutes left in the half. So for all the Seaside fans out there, so far so good.
Great night for the Lacostes.
Where is Yamhill Carlton? You have any idea?
Yeah, it's if you were to draw, I'm speculating. I don't know for sure, but I think if you took it's in the Amity, McMinnville,
okay,
that region.
Okay. General
If you were
area.
to draw a line from Monmouth to Astoria. It's somewhere in there.
It's somewhere in the Eugene, Medford, Portland, Salem metro area.
No,
okay.
I know that it's. Hey, I can't say it better than that.
No, that was very good.
Draw a line from Monmouth to Astoria, and
Okay.
it's in between there somewhere.
All right. I was wondering how long of a trip that would be for Seaside.
You're going to get a text from Dan Lacoste now.
He'll tell me where it is.
He's going to tell
there.
you exactly where it is.
Still tending it to the injured Spartan, as both teams on a knee, and as always reporting in this instance the movement as they help the injured player up to his feet, and he will be aided off, not putting any weight on the right leg. That is the area that they are looking at, but they will help the player to the sideline. Tim Reith, the injured player, 6 foot 160 sophomore, he will be aided to the sideline. You know, it's one of those things we talk about it. Anytime a player gets hurt, you always come to see the game and everybody gets fired up for the game. But the realistic part is that it's football, it's violent, and things can happen on any play. You just hope that that's not a serious injury to Reith, who is aided to the sidelines, again, not putting any weight on the right leg.
Yeah, and that's always kind of a telltale sign there when no weight could be put on your limb. That is, we'll hope for the best for him, but he looks very uncomfortable right now.
1st and 10, Corvallis from their 26. 5:38 to go in the first half. 26-7, West Albany with the lead. As Langley gives it to Crampton, and Crampton a little crease up the middle. Met at the 30 as he'll roll to the 31-yard line. In on the stop was Matt Soot.
Well,
and Dan Lacoste, by the way, Wally says 15 minutes north of McMinnville. So
okay,
I'll give you credit.
There you go. All right,
you were right on it.
Very good. Thank you. I did paint that with a pretty broad brush.
I was just giving you a hard time. You did very well. Start calling you MapQuest. As flags before the snap on 2nd and 5, and it will be motion against Corvallis. So we'll be right back where we started. First to be 2nd and 10 now for Corvallis. 5:09 to go first half. 26-7 West Albany with the lead. You start to see some of the things that have caused Corvallis to give up 40 points in 5 straight games, but also some of the offensive struggles. A couple of very nice drives, but some miscues for the Spartans now starting to shoot themselves in the foot just a little bit. Langley on 2nd and 10, trying to run the option, breaks a tackle, gets away, still in the backfield, and will go down for a bigger loss as Soot and Zumwalt were there to bring him down at the 20-yard line. Langley did well to elude the first tacklers, but then Matt Soot would not let him go.
Yeah, once he got spun around, then he was losing yardage. I was interested to see where they were going to spot that. He actually got about 4 yards further than where they've spotted it, but in turning around and trying to find another hole, went backwards and lost 4 then after the Bulldogs spun him down for the final time.
Got to get it out to the 36 for a first down. It's 3rd down, about 15 for Langley as he works from the pistol. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Langley takes a snap, straight drop, under pressure. Fires, it's caught by Crampton with some space. Crampton turned it up and very close to a first down. The spot from the far side will mark him short, but not by much.
And we're going to have a late hit on the quarterback, too. It's going to add 15 yards to this play right here. It's going to put it in the Bulldog side of the field.
So another costly penalty. It was going to be 4th down and about a half a yard. Corvallis probably would have gone for it anyway, but this will give them the first down automatically, 15 yards from the end of the play. I believe that's the third personal foul against West Albany here in the first half.
Yeah, when Jeff gives his stats, I know he keeps track of the penalty yardage here, and it's going to be substantial for the Bulldogs.
This moves it into Bulldog territory. 55 yards of penalties
on the Bulldogs, and none more important than those 30 yards of penalties on Corvallis' touchdown drive.
And 3 of them, I believe, have resulted directly in first downs. As Langley rolls right, his pass right through the fingertips of Laney. A classic trying to run before he hauled it in. Maybe the eyes upfield went right through his fingertips. It will be 2nd and 10.
It probably wouldn't have gotten first down yardage, but certainly would have been a positive play for Corvallis. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
3:59 to go in the first half. 26-7, West Albany with the lead. At halftime, we'll do a little bit of an update on the fall sports for West Albany. The playoffs are coming, and we'll try to let you know where all of the West Albany fall sports stand and what's ahead in the playoffs. As Langley fakes to the fullback, rolling right under pressure from Gardner, steps up and has room. He'll go down to the 40, just short of a first down. Joey Roos tripping up Langley, or he might have gone all the way to the end zone.
Boy, no doubt. And Roos, what a nice play that was. If he doesn't take the proper angle on that play, Langley's still running. That was a nice play by Roos, although it's going to bring up 3rd and very short, and certainly 2-down territory for the Spartans.
The gain of 9 as Parks Remco comes out and Bryce Hinkle comes in. A change on the offensive line. I think they're checking the headgear for Remco. As Langley will go from shotgun on 3rd and 1 from the Bulldog 40, right hash mark. Lastwell behind him. Hennessy in motion as Langley takes a snap, wants to keep driving forward, leaning, and will have the first down as he sets the ball across the 39-yard line. Not giving him a tremendously generous spot, but should be enough for a first down.
Yeah, it really had that reached out. This wouldn't shock me a bit if they didn't measure this.
And they're going to, so they'll bring the chains all the way across. And it gives me a chance to tell you that if you mention this ad from Going Postal, you'll receive 10% off your UPS or FedEx shipments. That's in North Albany's Hickory Station, your friendly neighborhood shipping center, Going Postal, offering UPS, FedEx, and U.S. Postal Services. It is a first down for Corvallis. Every so often, if they would just ask us, we could save them the trip across the field. We could tell from here it was a first down. They do the safe thing. They measure, and it is a first down by half the length of the football. It'll be 1st and 10 for Corvallis from the West Albany 39, under 3 to go in the first half.
So there should be a universal signal where they just look up here.
Yeah, we say,
yeah,
you're fine.
I like it.
It would work the other way, too. It'd say, no, he was 10 yards further back. 1st and 10, Langley from shotgun, 3 receivers left. Langley will roll that direction. Under pressure from French, buying some time again with his legs. Fires downfield. It is caught on the adjustment, as it is caught by Dylan Miller. And Miller gets down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 21 yards and a first down.
Well, Ryan, here's what happens. Langley is so good at getting outside the pocket and buying himself some time that the receivers are moving around to different spots. They're doing what you're taught. When your quarterback's in trouble or when he's scrambling, get to an open window. And right now, that's what Corvallis is doing, and he's finding them. That was a great play by Corvallis on offense.
1st and 10 from the 18. The 6'3", Dylan Miller, Jr., making the reception as Langley pitches it right for Garrett. Garrett hemmed in by Garcia, goes to the sideline, and will pick up very short yardage. That was a nice play by Garcia to pin him to the side, and Valenzuela was there to make sure he went out of bounds.
Yep, a little hesitation move, just tried to kind of freeze Garcia, but Garcia wasn't biting on it. Nice play there as the Bulldogs stretch that out. Short game, but he does run out of bounds, stops the clock. 2:13 to go here in the second. Bulldogs leading 26-7, trying to keep Corvallis out of the end zone.
No gain on the play, so 2nd down and 10 from the 18. Laney splits out well to the right as Langley goes from the shotgun. On the snap, rolling left. Under pressure, heaves it deep, got a man in the end zone, and it is incomplete. Off the fingertips of Cole Garrett. Garrett, who scored in the back of the end zone in the first quarter, very nearly had another tiptoe job, but not able to haul it in. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 18.
Now, Ryan, the Bulldogs are bringing a lot of pressure on Langley right now. They're doing a lot of blitzing. They're bringing it from all different directions. And what that's doing is leaving a lot of one-on-one coverage for the Bulldog defenders there. They may talk about this at halftime, maybe bring a little bit less pressure on him, drop somebody else back in coverage so that they don't have so many open receivers. That should have been a touchdown.
Nathan Clark comes in at linebacker. Jackson Soto checks it out on a 3rd and 10 from the 18 of West Albany. Langley awaiting the pass from center, takes it back to throw, sets up a screen. It's caught by Garrett, trying to turn inside. Ben Engel will wrap him up and throw him down. Short gain. Nice tackle by Engel right in the middle of the field. Pickup of 3. It will be 4th down. 4th, and they'll say 8 as they mark it down to the 16.
Yeah, no question they're going to go for it here. The field goal really doesn't help them all that much. It'd be a long field goal as far as high school standards go. But are they going to let this clock wind down and then take a timeout?
Burn a timeout. And they'll talk about it as Langley standing over next to the white hat.
Watching the back judge to see how long he can go with this.
And there's the timeout with 1:23 to go in the first half. 26-7 West Albany with the lead. Corvallis will have a 4th down and 7, nearly 8 from the 16-yard line. The West Albany High School Booster Club needs you. You can contact Ben Mundy or the high school office for information on how to become a member. Help make West the best school it can be. Become a Bulldog Booster. It would certainly appear that we will have a bye week next Friday. That's the hope. West Albany came into this game number 6 in the power rankings. Those rankings will be frozen tomorrow at midnight. But just based on what was going on around West Albany in the power rankings, the teams directly below them, Crescent Valley was number 7. They were taking on Woodburn, who was number 31. Hermiston's number 8. They were taking on Pendleton, who's number 24. Wilson was 9th, taking on Cleveland, ranked 35th. And Springfield 10th, taking on Churchill, who's ranked 20th. Corvallis is 23rd, so you just figure there can't be enough there if West Albany does hang on and win to bump West out of the top 8, which would give them a first-round playoff bye.
You know, we would think that's the case. Hermiston playing Pendleton. Pendleton's only had 1 victory on the season. They're a weaker opponent. West played there in the first game. So many things in the calculation.
So on 4th down, Corvallis will go. Langley out of the shotgun, 4th down, 7. Back to throw, straight drop. Looking left, locked in left, looking for Garrett, who makes the catch, turns and scores a touchdown. Throwing it up for grabs, and Garrett was there again, his 2nd touchdown catch of the first half. And it's now West Albany 26 and Corvallis 13.
Ryan, this can't be the same Corvallis team that was down 28-0 to Dallas last week. This is a very effective offense. They've done reasonably well on the ground. Their passing game seems to be fairly crisp. Very nice pass route run right there, and they get the completion. 1:16 to go. They're back in the end zone here.
Ellenson for the point after that is blocked. 2nd time tonight that West Albany has blocked a kick. Point afters this evening have been a bit of an issue. 26-13 West Albany. 1:16 to go in the first half. We'll take a timeout and come back here at 920 KSHO.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Need some electrical work in your home or business, but it just seems like too small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
Lassen RV at Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
Join the fun at the Albany Athletic Club. Group fitness classes from low-impact dance to traditional circuit training, plus racquetball and more. Watch your waistline shrink and your health improve every day. Start now at the Albany Athletic Club on Hickory next to Tom's Garden Center.
America's best music and the news you need. This is 920 KSHO, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Well, I think most people that you would have asked during the week would have thought this game would be a little bit more one-sided than this at this point. It's 26-13. West Albany still with a 13-point lead, but Corvallis looking impressive on offense here so far.
Yeah, they really are. And you know, what can you say? The Bulldog defense has allowed quite a bit in passing yardage here tonight by the Spartans, and you got to give them credit. Tip your hat. They know they might likely be playing their last football game of the season, and they're trying to bring it to the Bulldogs. Bulldogs still with a 2-touchdown lead, 26-13.
Luther Ellenson with the kick. Short angled kick that will skip out of bounds, and this will give West good field position. They'll put it out at the 35, 1st and 10. Minute 16 to go in the first half. West a couple of timeouts. And some time to work with, leading by 13 points.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see what Coach Nyquist does here, whether he goes conservative, maybe put one in the air and see if maybe you can get a big chunk of yardage, and then you start using your timeouts to your advantage and see if you can march it down the field. We know what the Bulldogs can do in a little over a minute of play. This will be an interesting call right here on first down. Should tell us what the plan is for the rest of the half.
What you don't want to see happen is what happened earlier this season against Silverton when the Bulldogs went for it right at the end of the half. Silverton got a pick and then went in for a score. Lahota does the safe thing, gives it to Jake Lacoste, running right. Jake accelerated into the secondary. First down, keeping the legs going into Corvallis territory, still on his feet to the 40-yard line. A determined, powerful run by Jake Lacoste. Stops the clock with 1:05 to go in the half, and the Bulldogs, just like that, are to the Spartan 39.
And Ryan, we may have a flag down here. We do. It's right at the 50-yard line. It's going to be a block in the back. And this one's coming back.
Well, as I lean forward, just behind the post there, midfield. That flag resting. Good eye by you. This will take it back to the 41-yard line. Boy, those penalties.
Boy,
as frustrating as they are for us, you can only imagine what it's like for the coaching staff.
No doubt. And what a powerful run that was as Jake Lacoste, Corvallis tried to take him high, and he drug him for 15 yards.
And burning a lot of time now. 49 seconds as Lahota goes under center. Awaits a snap on 1st and 4. They run the draw for Jake with a flag down. Jake coming left at the 45. Looking for the sideline, will go out in Corvallis territory, but there's a flag down back at the 34. Holding West Albany.
Boy, and that was an immediate flag. I mean, I'm not even sure Jake had the ball in his hands yet when they threw that flag for the hold. Ryan, I've got a halftime score from Silverton. Silverton 28, South Albany 7 at the half.
And it was Lebanon 27, Dallas 14 at the half. On a senior night over at Lebanon High School. I thank Scott Landgren for that update, keeping stats tonight for Lebanon. Well, the holding penalty now moves it all the way back to the 26, where it's first down and 19. Perhaps changing the mindset here of the Bulldogs, as they'll give it straight ahead to the fullback, Matt Soot. And Soot will go just for a couple, about 3 to the 29. And it would appear that West Albany will be content to head to the locker room up 13, as the penalties have really, really piled up here in the first half.
Yeah, it's made it has decreased the opportunities offensively for the Bulldogs as they just get driven back. I think Coach Nyquist can be content here to go in with this 26-13 lead.
Now they'll pitch it left for Jake with some room at the 35-40, at the 45, midfield, 45-40, cuts back in at the 35-30, at the 20, looking for an angle. It'll be cut down with triple zeros on the board at the 18-yard line. Boy, electric every time he touches the ball. He very nearly took that one all the way in. Time expires, and we will head to the locker room with West Albany leading Corvallis 26-13. We'll come back in a moment at KSHO.
You will come out a winner at Power Honda. Their talented staff will show you how easy it is to get the vehicle you want and the payment you need. Check out mypowerhonda.com. Call 928-0122 or just go in to Power Honda, Highway 20 east of I-5 in Albany, your Honda superstore.
Albany Burgerville is celebrating 50 years of serving customers fresh, great-tasting food with a mission to serve with love. Pick up a Burgerville card now and earn rewards cash for every dollar spent. See store for details. Stop by Burgerville after the game. Order a famous Tillamook cheeseburger. Open 7 a.m. to midnight Fridays.
A first-class 24/7 fitness facility, always open with keyless access where safety is paramount. That's Snap Fitness of Albany, where they offer free classes of yoga, Pilates, and Zumba with each membership. Check out Snap Fitness's new gym, now on Hickory Street in North Albany.
Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market across from the Heritage Mall has Senior Day, the first Tuesday of every month. $2 off every purchase of $15 or more. Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. 100% satisfaction guaranteed across from the Heritage Mall with bargains on the brands you trust.
Unforgettable 920.
Well, very nearly West Albany turning a conservative end of the first half into an explosive end of the first half, but Jake Lacoste just tripped up after a 54-yard run from his own 29 to the Corvallis 17 before he was brought down. We're at halftime, 26-13 West Albany with the lead. Again, I say maybe we thought it would be a little bit more one-sided than this, but West Albany still with the lead.
Yeah, they in West Albany, a lot of aspects of this game are looking good, and there are going to be some people very frustrated with the score right now. We talk about being spoiled and what West Albany can do. This is a closer game than we anticipated at the half, and the reason is Corvallis came to play. They don't, there's no hanging their heads and giving up based on what's happened over the course of the last few games of their season. They came to play in this football game, and their offense, their passing game is really good right now. Langley is doing a great job of getting out in the open. He's taken a couple of hits, he's taken a couple of sacks, but he's getting out in the open. Their Bulldogs are chasing him, and his receivers are doing a great job of finding open areas, finding windows for him to throw to. He's finding them. They're getting big chunks of yardage. They've taken advantage of West Albany penalties, exploited them just like you're supposed to, and it's led to a couple of scores for the Spartans. That being said, West Albany has to start showing some discipline in this game. The penalties are killing them. We knew at one point, mid-second quarter, the Bulldogs had 55 yards in penalties. That number has to be up around 70 or 80 now. We'll get that from Jeff Kiter here in just a little bit. But certainly the discipline has to be addressed, and I'm sure that Coach Nyquist right now is getting after his team. Whether you agree with some of the calls or not, if you're in that position and they're throwing the flags, it's marching the ball in the wrong direction every time that happens. There's been way too many flags on the Bulldogs in this first half.
Yeah, the major concern is that several of those penalties have been of the big-time variety. A personal foul, a roughing the passer, a late hit out of bounds, whatever it happens to be. The Bulldogs have 3 or 4 personal fouls in the first half. Those 15 yards that you're gifting an opponent, again, maybe they get away with it tonight against Corvallis, but you start getting into the playoffs against some of the stronger teams in the state, and they'll make you pay for those kind of penalties.
Early in this game and into the second quarter of this game, I was feeling very complimentary of the referees, and the reason I say that is, and I'm not saying because of certainly they're throwing the flag an awful lot. What I like about this officiating crew, though, is there's no deliberation. They're making the call, they're marching it off. The White Hats doing a great job of they're not having their little conferences and all that. This seems to be a fairly experienced crew that's working out there. They're just throwing their flags a lot. And West Albany has to quit putting themselves in a position where flags are thrown on them. They need to, and I think they will. I think the paint that's being peeled off in that locker room right now by the West Albany coaching staff will get through to this team. I think we'll see far fewer flags on the Bulldogs in the second half.
And it's a very valid point about not having the conferences. The first couple games of the year, when we were up to about 3 hours worth of games, big reason why is the officials were taking 30 seconds, a minute to discuss penalties, and that was really eating up some time. They have been decisive, and that's been good here tonight. I mentioned I wanted to get everybody kind of caught up on what's going on with West Albany and their fall sports. Starting with cross country, both the boys and the girls cross country teams placed 6th in the districts, which were held this past week. The state meet will be November 3rd at Lane Community College, down about to 5 minutes from my home in Eugene. Good luck to both the boys and the girls in the state meet. Boys and girls water polo, both among the best water polo teams in the state, continuing play today down in North Eugene. No results on that. I don't know, maybe John Birchfield can text you at some point and give you an update. But the boys and girls were playing at North Eugene today. The boys at 24-3, the girls at 28-2, and the boys were the 2010 state champs, the 2011 runners-up, and the girls are the defending state champions, so both looking very strong, continuing in postseason play. Boys soccer just suffered their first league loss of the season. It came against number 1 Woodburn. 4-3 was the final in that. West Albany trailed 4-0, 30 seconds into the second half, scored 3 straight goals, but just ran out of time. The next match for boys soccer will be Tuesday at Crescent Valley. And the boys soccer team right now, number 16 in the power rankings. The ranking system for soccer and for volleyball is the same as football. The top 8 teams in the power rankings automatically get into the 16-team bracket. Teams 9 through 24 play to get into that 16-team bracket. So West, to be number 16, would have to play in one of those play-in games. Girls soccer is number 12 in the power rankings. They fell yesterday to Crescent Valley 1-0 in their final regular season game. I guess it would be 1-0 in soccer parlance. West Albany have 5-2 in the Mid-Atlantic Conference, third in league, again, number 12 in the power rankings. So they would have a home match, you would think, in the play-in round. And, oh, yeah, the volleyball team, one of the strongest volleyball teams West Albany, I'm sure, has ever had, one of the best in the state. They had gotten into the national rankings in max preps this year in the nation of all volleyball teams. They finally lost a match. It came against Jesuit in a tournament just a couple of weeks ago, but they still have just the one loss on the year. They're 24-1 overall, 14-0 in the Mid-Willamette Conference. They swept South Albany yesterday. They are number one in the power rankings. And again, in the postseason format, the same for volleyball. So West will host after a first-round playoff bye in volleyball. That's the fall sports update here tonight.
Very nicely done.
Thank you.
Very nicely done. And I know our listeners love to hear about the other sports. We possibly don't do as good a job as we can to update on the other fall sports, and then during the winter, the other winter sports. So I appreciate you putting that together this time, and certainly hope for success for West Albany Bulldog sports in whatever season they are. But nice to hear about the successes of the West Albany fall sports.
And there's one more thing I wanted to pass along, because this came out this past week, and this is almost a bigger deal than the athletic part. I'm starting to sound like my dad, but you have athletics and you have academics. And the OSAA ranked the teams based on their team GPAs, and that goes towards the Oregonians Cup and all sorts of different things. You get medals if you have high GPAs. Listen to these cumulative GPAs for the teams. Boys cross country, 3.72. That's fourth in 5A. Girls cross country, 3.81. Now, apparently the girls cross country teams are very smart, because 3.81 had West Albany 11 in 5A, but 3.81.
That's tough competition.
The boys soccer team, 3.53. The girls soccer team, 3.57. The football team, 3.41. And that's second in 5A behind only Marist, 3.41 cumulative GPA. And the volleyball team, 3.78. And that's tops in all of 5A. So not only is volleyball 24-1, unbeaten in the Mid-Atlantic Conference and the max prep rankings, number one in the power rankings, they also have the highest team GPA in 5A in the state of Oregon.
That is unbelievably commendable, and congratulations to all of those teams and the teachers that get them there. That's it says a lot about the West Albany, not only athletics but also academics too, and the strong academic staff that West Albany has. It's great all the way around.
Just thought that was impressive stuff, and I wanted to pass it along. Let's sneak in a timeout here. When we come back, we'll get to Jeff Kiter. He'll have our first half stats. 26-13, West Albany leads at halftime. We'll return here to 920 KSHO.
We're Linco Federal Credit Union. Keep your money in Linn County with Linco Federal Credit Union. Enjoy a visit with one of our friendly staff at a neighborhood branch near you today. Linco Federal Credit Union in Albany, Lebanon, and Sweet Home. In Linn, you're in.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Crabtree Auto stresses the small stuff when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. An oil change every 3,000 miles is a small thing now, but adds up to big rewards down the road. Crabtree Auto's ASE certified technician can help your vehicle maintain its reliability beyond 200,000 miles. Crabtree Auto on Hill Street, just south of 9th in Albany.
920 KSHO.
Welcome back here to Corvallis High School. It's halftime. West Albany leading Corvallis 26-13. My great pleasure to welcome in Jeff Kiter back from Spokane, back from the 4 o'clock madness at Gonzaga for the basketball team. Standing room only for the warm-up practice, a scrimmage for Gonzaga?
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, you got to wait 2 hours to get into an inter-squad scrimmage, and then it's a standing room only. And the environment is just amazing. It's an exciting place to be. It's where they really cherish basketball up at Gonzaga University.
And how's Tucker doing?
Tucker's doing great.
Good deal.
Doing awesome.
You have our first half stats here. A lot of big numbers again from Jake Lacoste. The Bulldogs hold a 13-point lead.
Yeah, and he made those numbers bigger on a play that you thought they were just going to run out the clock. But with that last 54-yard burst to end the half, which he almost scored, he ended the first half with 18 carries, 254 yards, and 2 touchdowns. JT Valenzuela had 1 carry for 3 yards, and Matt Soot had 4 carries for 15 yards. And it was good to see Matt Soot get into the end zone. He had a nice 8-yard touchdown run. Bulldogs 22 carries, 272 yards. That's about a 12-yard average per carry. Cody Lahota, perfect in the air, 5 of 5 He had the one touchdown pass / lateral to Jake. We'll call it a reception of 22 yards to Jake. Brendan Breslin had 2 receptions for 53 yards. Jackson Soto, great one-handed grab. He had 1 reception for 30 yards. And Matt Soot also had 1 reception for 7 yards. First downs about even. West Albany had 10. Corvallis had 7. Discrepancy in penalties. Corvallis had 2 penalties for 10 yards. West Albany had 8 penalties for 7 yards. And that seems to be a little crutch for the Bulldogs recently in the penalties. So hopefully they'll get that cleaned up before the playoffs.
Yep.
Turnovers, West Albany had the 1 fumble. Corvallis didn't have any turnovers. And for Corvallis, their quarterback, Matherin Langley, I think I heard Wally mention that he's over 50% for the season. He was 10 of 18, and he had the 2 touchdowns. He had 1 touchdown on 9 yards and 1 touchdown of 16 yards. And then Corvallis on the ground, they were 12 carries for 79 yards. Defensively for the Bulldogs, leading the way, Ben Engel had 6 tackles. Joey Roos had 5. Anthony Thompson, 2. Carson French, 2. Gabe Stone had 4 tackles and a sack. And Matt Soot had 4 tackles in the first half. So not a real clean played first half for the Bulldogs, but hopefully they can get it together in the second half and take care of these feisty Spartans.
And still with a 13-point lead, all things considered. We've gotten so jaded here. Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
26-13 West Albany with the lead at halftime. We've just come to expect perfection, and anything less, we're just let down. We're like the overbearing high school parents. We just want the best for our kids. 26-13 West with the lead at the break. The pass / run, however you want to score it, it could really go either way. And it's just one of those kind of, an inch maybe gives it between a forward pass and a lateral. We say pass. If you read it in the paper, it's a run. Don't think that we don't know what we're doing. It's just one of those deals. It really could go either way. What I do feel kind of silly about is last week, the number 22 who kept carrying the ball for Lebanon, if you listen to the broadcast, they said, I don't think it's Jacob Gillette, because Jacob Gillette was listed at like 5'9", 150. He was a fullback for Lebanon, and he was standing in front of Taman Pravatsky, who was listed at 5'8". And I thought that the number 22 for Lebanon had about 4 inches on Taman Pravatsky. But everywhere I read this week, it said Jacob Gillette. So I just have to say, I guess it was Jacob Gillette. I feel silly, but credit to Jacob Gillette. He did have a touchdown, which I guess was his first varsity touchdown. So retroactively, congrats to Jacob Gillette. And that's the last I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, very, very well played. And certainly nobody can fault you for that. Numbers are tough to see. And you call it like you see it.
That one wasn't so much a number. It's just that sometimes you have the duplicate numbers. And the kid looks so big. We've seen these players for so many years. You figure you can kind of tell when somebody's 5'9" and when they're about 6 foot. Maybe I can't. Maybe I just have lost the ability to do that. He just seemed bigger than 5'9". Anyway, congrats to Jacob Gillette. Our score here, 26-13, West Albany with the lead at halftime. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back in just a moment to KSHO.
Now is the time to buy a car at Mark Thomas Motors. 4 generations in the auto business and here to stay. Mark Thomas Motors is big on supporting local events. 3 locations in Albany: Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Hyundai, GMC, Buick, Pontiac. Now is the time to buy a car at Mark Thomas Motors in Albany.
Just like the Bulldogs, Courtesy Corner Shell gives you everything they have every time you drive in. Fast and friendly service, windows always clean. Non-ethanol fuels for small engines, boats, and vintage cars available. You can't beat Courtesy Corner Shell near Queen on Pacific Boulevard. They'll be happy to see you.
Lynn Lanes in Lebanon, home of the best burger in town.
Good family fun. Bowling.
Open every day and until 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. Ballistic bowling starts at 10 on Saturday nights.
Stop by Lynn Lanes in Lebanon.
Hi, I'm Dave Wood, President and CEO of Willamette Community Bank. We are proud to support our local high school sports, music, and scholastic programs. Be part of the team and get behind our schools and our future leaders. Willamette Community Bank. Service like no other, we promise. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Unforgettable 920.
Welcome back here to Corvallis High School, Spartan Stadium, just across the street from Hanson Stadium at Coleman Field. Longtime home of Richie's Market, now turned T. Girding Market Men, the American Legion team here in Corvallis. And their home has been on KGAL. My dad, Radio Ray, doing the play-by-play for T. Gertie and the American Legion team. We're here at Spartan Stadium tonight. Wally, I know you have some greetings you want to pass along.
I do, Ryan. A very special hello to a special group of men. A bunch of Albany firefighters are over in Eastern Oregon, Ukiah area, doing some elk hunting. And they have picked us up on KSHO.net. They're listening to the broadcast tonight. Listening, I'm sure, for the name Buck True Love.
Sure.
72, center for the Bulldogs. And their colleague, Lowell True Love, classmate of mine in high school here at the game. But from what I understand, a group of Albany firefighters, and just want to say hi to them and a thank you for all you do.
Yes.
Hope you're getting some good R&R. I understand Kevin Anderson, Albany firefighter, got his elk today. So congratulations to him. Maybe some others in the party as well, but that's the one I know of for sure. But want to say thank you to the Albany firefighters and appreciate all you do. And hope you're getting some great relaxing time over there. And really appreciate you picking us up on KSHO.net and listening to the game.
Most definitely. That's great. We greatly appreciate it. But there is one other I think you should pass along if we're talking elk.
Just got a picture, too, and my son Perry is in that same area. I know Ukiah is the closest town to where Perry is camped. Perry elk hunting as well. Got his first elk of his life this morning as well, and had his work cut out for him after he did. He was an hour from camp, evidently, so had to quarter it and has been packing it out. And anyway, it's going to be quite a story. I don't know the whole story, so I won't try and tell it. But I did just get a picture from my daughter-in-law, Mackenzie, who sent that along, and looks like a beautiful one.
Nice. It's amazing how the word travels on those things. You told me the news. I said, oh, yeah, I already know. I saw it on Facebook. Mackenzie put it on Facebook this morning. I already saw it. We moved on.
And while we're talking about Mackenzie, say hi to my grandkids here, Jackson and Peyton and Sawyer, listening to our broadcasts, I'm sure, and Mackenzie listening as well. So want to pass along that, and as well as the other greetings. How about the marching band for Corvallis?
Nice
we don't
job.
get to see a lot of marching bands at the high school level in the Mid-Willamette Conference, and did a great job out there, didn't they?
A nice job by them. I know they had more seniors in the marching band than they did on the football team. There were 12 seniors on this Corvallis roster, 15 on the West Albany roster. Final regular season game on both sides for those seniors. The Bulldogs have the postseason squarely in sight. Corvallis trying to fight to get to the postseason. Still very much alive in this game as they'll get the ball to start the second half. West Albany leads it by 13, 26-13. Jake Lacoste, 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground. 1 we said through the air on that little shovel pass, and Matt Soot, the other touchdown for West. Cole Garrett has both touchdowns for Corvallis on receptions from Mather and Langley. Matt Weiss set to kick it away with the approach. And a kick. Another nice deep kick as this one will go in the end zone, hit just on the goal line, touchback. And Corvallis will bring it out to the 20, 1st and 10.
Now, you sure that's the goal line? There are a bunch of lines on this field.
Wally made the mention that Matt Soot on his touchdown run just kind of kept rolling. I'm not sure. He may have seen where the goal line was. There's the goal box for soccer, which runs right through the end zone. The sidelines for soccer, which run actually outside of the football sidelines. That big circle in midfield, the midfield area for the soccer teams. A lot of lines to try and keep track of. As all sorts of movement prior to the snap, and why not start the second half with penalty flags? This one's motion on Corvallis.
And only the 3rd penalty on Corvallis. I didn't realize that till Jeff said they had 2 penalties for 10 yards in the first half. That'll back it up 5 as Spartans will have it then on their own 15. 1st and 15.
And West with 70 yards of penalties in the first half, I believe is what I heard. Those are the kind of stats that are not kept in high school football, total penalty yards for a season, but they've really got to be up there for West. They would have to be among the leaders, so to speak, in 5A. You wouldn't consider it a leader, but up near the top in terms of penalty yards. 1st and 15, Langley back to throw, near side for Laney, who cannot make a diving catch. Hit the turf. Side judge right on the spot says that it's skipped at the 20, incomplete. 2nd down and 15.
A little inauspicious start here for the Spartans as Langley goes to the air on that play from scrimmage there. Looked like they had the receiver actually had a really nice cushion, Anthony Thompson out there in coverage, but not able to connect with him. Going to bring up 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15. J.D. Laswell right behind Langley. As Langley runs an option left, going to keep. Turning it up, good yardage for Langley. Close to a 1st down, has the 1st down as he breaks the tackle and takes it out to the 35-yard line. 20 yards on the keeper by Langley, showing good speed as he got into the open field.
You know, what Corvallis does offensively is designed to keep a defense on their heels, and that's what they've done with the Bulldogs throughout the first half, and really has had West Albany guessing. So if you guess right, then it's going to be a tackle for loss. If you guess wrong, Corvallis has been cranking out some yardage.
1st and 10 Spartans just across their own 35. Langley gives it to Lasswell right into the middle of the pack, and Lasswell is going to be hammered backwards. Nothing there for Lasswell. French, Smith, Stone all in on the stop for West.
Yeah, and that's a play that we have probably seen for the last time from Corvallis. It's been a highly unsuccessful throughout this game. They're not gonna be able to have non-productive plays here in this second half. Barely into the third quarter, but they're not going to soften West Albany up through the middle.
Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 from the 35. Langley rolling right, pitching it for Lasswell, looking for help, in trouble, and cannot elude Gabe Stone. Big loss. Back inside the 25-yard line, down around the 23. Stone, great pursuit. Drops Lasswell. They'll call it a loss of 11. It'll be 3rd down and 22.
Yeah, we wondered if West Albany would decrease the pressure getting into the offensive backfield because of the success that Corvallis had through the air. I think we might have gotten our answer, and that answer is no. Gabe Stone coming through untouched, gets the pressure there, and gets the sack.
From the 24-yard line, 3rd down, 22 for Corvallis. Langley again with Lasswell behind him. Jordan Skipper back in as receiver to the left, and Langley back to throw, looking that direction. Stepping up, heaving it up for grabs. It is caught by Skipper, hit immediately and dropped short of the first down by Jake Lacoste. But good yardage, getting a lot of it back across the 40 near the 42. It'll be 4th down and 4. And Corvallis certainly with an opportunity to go if they desire.
And that time, good protection by the offensive line of Corvallis gave Langley enough time to get that pass off. West defenders giving the receiver quite a bit of cushion there. Big 4th down play here as it appears that they're going to go.
Yeah.
Langley back in shotgun, but he's a little further back than normal. We might see a punt.
Yeah, he's dropping back a few more steps as he will take the snap, roll right, looks, wants to throw, does throw, and has Laney for a 1st down. Into Bulldogs territory and out at the 47. The way they set up on the punt gives them some options, and Langley rolling to his right. If he didn't see anything he could punt, he did see Laney. It's a 1st down to the 47.
Yeah, really smart play there by Langley and well designed. He's got all sorts of options once he gets out there. Does find the tall receiver and gets it out there to him for 1st down yardage.
1st and 10 from the Bulldog 47. 9:38 to go in the 3rd quarter. 26-13 West. Langley takes a snap, pitches it right for Garrett on the delay, and Garrett is pounded out of bounds. Valenzuela lowered the shoulder, and Carson French there to nudge him out. It'll be a loss of a yard on the play, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, that kind of tackle makes the offensive player think twice the next time he runs that direction and runs along the sideline there. What a pounding he just took. A little bit of a loss on the play, going to bring up 2nd and 11.
You know it's a big hit when you hear everybody below you, all in unison. I think everybody on this side of the field felt that hit. 2nd down and 11 from the 48. Cole Garrett in a slot to the left, Skipper outside of him, Laney alone to the right. It's Langley has Lasswell behind him, takes a snap, rolls left, wants to throw. Looking downfield, he can run if he wants to. Dumps it into the flat. It's caught by Skipper all alone, and he will have a 1st down to the Bulldog 35. Skipper found the soft spot in the zone, picks up 13 and a 1st down.
Ryan, just got a text from John Birchfield, who just updated us on we don't see number 50 on the field right now. He says his little brother Joe has a concussion. That's that I don't know what play that happened on, but number 50, Joe Birchfield, evidently out of this game with a concussion, according to his brother.
Yeah, we thank John for the update. Those are the sort of things we wouldn't know without the text network of Wally Ordeman. 1st and 10 from the 35. Langley fakes it to Garrett in motion and keeps, picking up 4, close to 5. Tries to lean it forward to the 30. See if they give him that generous spot. It's Langley. Some good moves from the quarterback. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, he's quick, and we've seen him do that on the hardwood too. You know, Ryan, it dawns on me that some of the problems that Corvallis has been having with these lopsided losses that they've been having has a lot in turn been due to turnovers. And they haven't been turning that ball over tonight, having some sustained drives, and this is another one of those.
2nd down and 5. Closer to 6 near the 31. Langley gives to Lasswell. Lasswell just going nowhere. Great pursuit again. Matt Soot was in there. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Certainly 2-down territory for the Spartans here. They're in kind of a no man's land. The ball at the 31-yard line of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs need a stop here. They need to start changing this momentum around. You let Corvallis, let them hang around. Langley's shown that he's adept back there, and he can make some things happen offensively. 8:03 and counting here in the 3rd.
You don't want to let the underdog hang around deep into the second half. We're only 5 minutes, or less than 5 minutes into the second half. 26-13 West Albany. 3rd and 6 from the 31. Langley, a little pump and go. Looking deep. He's got Laney and overthrow him by about 2 yards. He had Laney breaking free on a double move and just overshot him. It'll be 4th and 6.
Boy, and Langley took a shot there too. Getting up slowly, but he's okay. Looking over to the sideline for his next play.
Now those legs look a little wobbly as he's getting the play call. We'll jog it back into the huddle. 4th down and 6. Ball at the 31 of West Albany. 7:47 to go in the 3rd quarter.
I'm thinking a Roos interception's coming right here.
I'm calling the ball. Get some of that Jack Ordeman mojo.
Yeah, come on, Jackson. Send your mojo.
Langley with the snap, rolling left on 4th and 6. Throws downfield. It's incomplete. Almost picked by Jake Lacoste. Joey Roos was in the vicinity, Wally. Jake Lacoste very nearly got the pick. It's incomplete. The turnover on down.
All right, fair enough. Well done, Jackson. He sent the mojo. Just almost the wrong player. We would have taken it either way. But actually, if he doesn't run that back,
right.
If he intercepts that and doesn't run it back a little ways, ends up being a loss in the play. I'm going to say he intentionally added that down. That's what I'm going with.
And then slammed to the ground afterwards just to sell it. Lahota gives it to Jake, who gets a 1st down carry, cuts up the middle, and tripped up as he reaches the 38-yard line. Gain of 8 on 1st down for Jake. It'll be 2nd down and short. Jake Lacoste over 250 yards in the first half. The 54-yard run on the last carry certainly helped. It's just astonishing. I mean, you watch him run. You know he's breaking some big ones. You don't think that much, but he's halfway to 500 in the first half. It's just unreal.
It really is.
2nd down and 2. Lahota pitching it out to Jake, accelerating right, makes the first man miss. Bounces to the 45, stays on his feet, and gets out near the 47-yard line. Close to 9 on the carry for Lacoste. The Bulldog 1st down at the 7-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
And a great fake by Lahota. I thought Soot had it. I thought he had put it in Soot's belly. He pulls that back out, gives the pitch to the outside. And I know that's the intent, but he had me fooled too. And well, maybe
that's not easy to do.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I'm just such a keen observer.
1st and 10. Bulldogs on their own 47. Another give to Lacoste. Cutting up the middle. Open space at the 45. At the Spartan 40. At the 35-30. Taken down from behind the 25-yard line. Jake starting to gobble up some yards here in the 3rd quarter, and the Bulldogs marching to the Spartan 25, 1st and 10.
Yeah, that's just beautiful running there, but goes over the right shoulder of Buck Truelove there. The center getting the nice block ahead of him there. Jake doing the rest with his legs. Beautiful run.
6:36 and moving here in the 3rd quarter. 26-13. West Albany with the lead and on the march. Ben Engel comes out to the left. Soot and Lacoste behind Lahota. Play fake it. Cody looking deep. Has Breslin, and Brendan makes a leaping catch for the touchdown. Had to wait to see in the far corner of the end zone if he hung on. He did. Touchdown West.
Well, a circus catch, too. He got kind of turned around, but able to elevate there at the end. Gets those golden hands up in the air and hauls that in. Had to wait and see. The referee had to wait and see because the defender came tumbling down on top of him. They both rolled over. Had to see if Breslin had secured it. Indeed, he had. Touchdown, Bulldogs, 32-13.
Matt Weist on for the point after. Snap good. Hold good. Kick again, no good. Off to the right. 3 misses tonight from Matt Weist, 32-13. West Albany will take a break and return to 920 KSHO.
Competition is tough in the hairstyling business. The cutting room on Pacific across from Pops doesn't mind because just like the Bulldogs, we strive for excellence with confidence. The cutting room wants to be your salon. Call us for an appointment at 541-928-0811.
It's that time again, Les Schwab's Fall Tire Sale, our biggest sale of the year. Come in and get great deals on some of our most popular tires. But hurry, the Fall Tire Sale ends October 31st. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Unforgettable 920.
Back here at Spartan Stadium, Corvallis High School, West Albany 32, Corvallis 13. Jeff Kiter with the stat update. Jake Lacoste to 298 yards here on the night. Still 6:20 to go in the third quarter, and with this game still very much up in the air, Bulldogs leading by 19. A chance for Jake to really pad those numbers heading into the postseason. Matt Weiss set to kick it away. Matt has been tremendous all season long, having just a little bit of an issue on the points after touchdown tonight. He's missed 3 of them now. Done very nice on his kickoffs. Has put 2 into the end zone, and maybe take it out on this kickoff. We'll see. Blasts it from the 40, sends it deep, and again into the end zone for a touchback. It will come out to the 20, 1st and 10. For any occasion, you can enjoy a complete, affordable family dining experience at Cascade Grill on Knox Butte Road in Albany, the Cascade Grill. Now Corvallis a chance now to come back on offense after turning it over on downs deep in Bulldog territory. West on the legs of Jake Lacoste, taking it down the field, and then the touchdown pass, 25 yards from Cody LaHoda to Brendan Breslin, giving the Bulldogs a 19-point lead.
Well, and that was best case scenario. It was a bend but don't break thing on the defensive side, and then march the ball down the field using your best weapons and get into the end zone. It was perfect.
Langley rolling right, late pitch for Crampton, and Crampton fortunate to get a yard or 2 off the right side. Brian Garcia there to shove him out of bounds.
You know, Ryan, we talk about the team speed of West Albany, and that time just really shows it. They stretched that play out beautifully. Langley makes the pitch as he should in that situation because he wasn't going to get any positive yardage, but really a nice job of patience defensively there by West Albany, stretching that out and just a minimal gain.
Yeah, 2 yards on the play, 2nd down and 8 from the 22 right hash mark. Langley takes a snap, fires quickly left, looking for Skipper, who makes the catch, trying to get away from Ben Engel and cannot. Engel will take him down. Gabe Stone there to clean it up. Short gain of a couple, and to bring up 3rd down and about 6.
And what a great play by Ben Engel on that one. That's a tough thing to ask any athlete to do. Cover one-on-one with a receiver and out in the open field there. Give him enough of a cushion that he can't get beyond you, but keep it tight enough, and then an open field tackle there. The nice move by the receiver, but Engel able to get a handful of jersey and hold him up until he can get some help.
3rd down and a long 5 for Corvallis, just shy of their own 25. Langley stepping up, firing deep, little knuckleball into traffic, and it is caught. A juggling grab by Laney with great coverage from Thompson. Laney able to haul it in as they both went to the turf. To the Bulldog 47, 1st and 10.
Boy, you can't ask for more than that. What an athletic play that was by Laney to go up, and it was bobbled, but he didn't wait for it then to come down to him. He went up and grabbed it to secure it. Nice play by Laney.
Well, Corvallis moves again to Bulldog territory. 1st and 10 at the 47. 5:24 to go in the third quarter. 32-13 West Albany. Langley with a man in motion, gives it to Crampton up the middle. Crampton inside the 45 to the 44. Carson French on the stop. Coming down on 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs shuffling some bodies in and out. Breslin had been in on defense. He comes out. So does Engel. So does Colton Brandt. Jake Lacoste comes back in. 2nd down, 7 at the 44. Langley pitching it left for Crampton, looking for some space, trying to get to the sideline. And he's hit hard after a short gain near the 42. The Bulldogs able to stretch that one out nicely. Gabe Stone with the stop again for West.
Yeah, not seeing a lot of it. What we're seeing from Corvallis, we're seeing variation, but we aren't seeing a ton of different kinds of plays. But they are mixing it up. They're, they get that triple option thing going. Very rarely are they running it up the middle. But that pitch to the outside, they're getting some good yardage there to the outside. Brings up 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 with Langley rolling right. Throwing to a wide open Laney and overthrowing Laney. Laney, again, kind of finding a soft spot in the zone, and he was all alone, and the pass just a little too tall for him.
Yeah, no question the Bulldog defenders have respect for Laney and how he can stretch the field. They're giving him so much of a cushion there that he's able to settle in at that 5 to 7 yard mark. And really, if Corvallis be content with that, they could march the field up 7 yards at a time just by that little pitch and catch with Laney.
So on 4th down and 5, Corvallis will come to the line of scrimmage at the 42 of West Albany.
The other thing, I'm sorry, Ryan, the other thing that particular play does is sets it up for the pump and go later on.
Another 4th down try here from the Spartans. Langley back to throw, rolling to his right. In trouble, throws over the middle, and it's caught by Cole Garrett. I believe. They'll come and talk.
I think the umpire's going to wave it off.
Incomplete. Yep, they're going to overrule and say incomplete. Well, now it comes into play perhaps. I thought JT Valenzuela was across the back of Cole Garrett, but they will say incomplete. The ball hit the turf, and it'll be a turnover on downs. West Albany will take it from their own 42, 1st and 10.
Yeah, and this is interesting here because where are they going to mark this?
At the 42.
Oh, okay. They looked like they were getting set to mark it where it was incomplete. Excuse me, incomplete.
They actually moved the ball about 2 feet backwards. It was just outside the 42. Now it's just inside the 42, but in any event, it's West Albany's ball. 1st and 10. And Cody Lahota back up under center. Jake Lacoste behind him in the eye. Looking to go over 300 yards. He needs just 2 to do so. And we'll have motion prior to the snap. Watch your hand.
These discipline penalties are really starting to get to
What do you think the coaches are thinking right now?
I know.
5-yard penalty will make it 1st down and 15 with 4:04 to go in the 3rd. Bulldogs leading at 32-13.
You know, sometimes when I'm watching a game at home, something exciting happens. I'll be on my feet, and I won't remember how I got there, right out of my chair. That time, pounding the table. Didn't realize I was doing it till you acknowledged it.
1st and 15 for West. Corvallis really stacking the box. They give it to Jake anyway. Up the middle with a little bit of a crease. Across the 45. Gets to midfield before he's finally corralled. 13 yards for Jake. That does put him over 300 for the night. He's just shy of a 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
What a great run that was, too, over that right side of the line. You've got Steely Smith, Colton Brandt on that right side. Just powers those legs. Corvallis had 3 guys trying to take him high, one around one leg, but I tell you, he powered through that, got that great 1st down yardage here, 2nd and 2.
Boy, with Corvallis just daring them to run, just stacking the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 2, a little run blitz coming. They pitch it to Jake. Running right on the sideline. 1st down and more. Cutting back. He's at the 30, at the 25. Stays in bounds at the 20. He's going to score. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. It's a touchdown. Somehow again staying in bounds, tiptoeing the far sideline. 50 yards for a Bulldog score.
And I'll tell you, Ryan, the last line of defense there for Corvallis thought that they were going to be able to just shove him out of bounds, and he doesn't shove very easily. And they gave him a little nudge there, but he didn't bite. Able to just speed through that and takes it the rest of the way down, takes it to the house, 38-13. As Wiest, who's been a little suspect tonight from the extra points.
That's a very rare thing for Matt. He's been tremendous all season long. You just don't know. First time this year kicking on artificial turf. See how he does here. 38-13. Trying to make it 39. Snap and hold both good. This kick is up, and it is good. So Wiest able to put that one through, and with 3:13 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's now West Albany 39 and Corvallis 13. We'll take a timeout. Return to KSHO.
The mission of Now Builders is treat every job like it's their only job, no matter how big or small, and they don't stop until their customer is 100% satisfied 100% of the time. Check out their portfolio of fine work at nowbuilders.com. Call Now Builders at 541-926-2858.
Figaro's in Albany now has the ultimate super combo and the ultimate super meat, only $16.99 or $17.99 baked. Albany Figaro's in front of Fred Meyer. And ask about their gluten-free crust, 541-924-9303.
The short drive to Corvallis will save you time and money. This is Steve Buckner from Wilson Motors, inviting you to experience the notable difference at Wilson Motors, 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis. Check us out at saveatwilson.com.
Making life easier and more productive, that's what Lynn Benton Tractor can do for you. And it all begins by discovering how the full line of Kubota equipment can help.
We're still doing business the American way.
Highway 99E Tangent.
America's best music and the news you need. This is 920 KSHO, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
And we welcome you back to Corvallis. Thanks for tuning in tonight for Bulldog football. West Albany leading Corvallis 39-13 as Matt Wiest sends a kick to the goal line, and Laney wanted to take it out, but it crossed the goal line. That's an automatic touchback in high school. Corvallis will take it out to the 20. Eagle Eye Ordeman here to my right pointing out they did not put that point after up on the board, which now makes me question myself. I know it was good. It should be 39-13. The scoreboard still reads 38.
Yeah, they signaled good, and I know that it was 32-13 prior to that. So
yes.
the scoreboard's
they're just messing with us.
They are. They're messing with us.
3:13 to go in the third quarter. West Albany now comfortably in front, and Mather and Langley back to work as the Corvallis offense needs to move in a hurry. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Langley back to throw. Looks right. Has a man in the flat. It's caught by Parker Wade. And a short gain out to the 23. A pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Jackson Soto really pursuing that play nicely. Saw the crossing pattern by the receiver and able to stick with him the whole way. Very minimal gain here. Gain of about 2. Going to bring up 2nd and 8.
West Albany starting to assert some of their dominance here in the third quarter. More along the lines of what the Albany faithful were hoping for tonight. This is a heated rivalry, and you know that both sides would really relish the opportunity to get a nice margin of victory, shall we say. As Langley will go back to throw under pressure, and he's just going to go down back at the 15-yard line. I'm not sure who to give credit for the sack to, because Langley, quite honestly, just went to the turf. He knew the pressure was coming, and he just went down to avoid taking a big pop. PA announcer putting it very well. Says Soto's going to get credit for the sack. Jackson, I think, was the first to touch him after he went down.
Oh, man, Ryan, it was the day after Thanksgiving at Kmart right there. They were all coming, and you could say who was the closest. It was all of them. Too many white shirts to count.
That's coming right up. 4 weeks.
Yes.
Will be the day after Thanksgiving at Kmart. Unbelievable. We hope to be playing on that day, by the way.
Yes, we do.
As Langley back to throw, heaving deep, looking for Skipper, and Skipper cannot make the catch with angle and coverage. There is a flag down. Flag down at the 39, and you have to figure that this will be on Ben Engel for an interference penalty right near the end of the pass.
Yeah, and Ben Engel, stride for stride with the receiver, hanging with him nicely, never did get himself turned, and they are going to call pass interference on the Bulldogs.
I mentioned that we hope to be playing on the 23rd of November. That is when the semifinals would be, and I wonder if they're taking into accordance the Civil War game, which will be on the 24th, that they have the semifinals that Friday, the 23rd, so they don't conflict with the Civil War. I don't know.
That has conflicted before. We've had
yeah.
that happen on the same day, and we hope that they're taking that in consideration.
Because I've got tickets, and I want to go, but I want to play on the 23rd, too. Still a couple of games before we could get there. Langley on 1st down, gives inside to the running back Laswell, short gain to the 31. Did you have something you wanted to pass along?
Yeah, I do. I've got an update, Ryan, from Silverton at the end of the third quarter. Here it is. Silverton 41, South Albany 7.
Boy, Silverton just keeps chugging along. So they are going to finish Mid-Willamette Conference play undefeated. Will be their first Mid-Willamette Conference championship as Langley will roll left, look downfield for Skipper, and it's incomplete, out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 10 Corvallis from their own 31. Silverton came into that game against South Albany allowing just 7.6 points per game on the season. 7.6.
Yeah, we've seen West Albany teams do that. We've seen a Lebanon team or two that was that good defensively and holding down the points. But Silverton, they certainly and you know, West Albany puts 21 up on Silverton in that very close game, 28-20-21.
And that looks better and better.
Yes,
every
it does.
week.
Yes, it does.
You never want to take comfort in a loss, but it just, I mean, Silverton continues to throttle people. They will head into the playoffs as the number 1 seed out of the Mid-Willamette. Long discussion here with the officials. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did they go over and talk to the West Albany sideline, and now they're having a chat over here at the CHS sideline?
Yeah, I don't know what the conversation is, and it certainly won't pass that along to us. It will be 3rd down and 10. I think that they are still trying to figure out what the down should be. That pass interference became a little confusing because it doesn't result, we've learned, in an automatic 1st down. Corvallis was backed way up. So it's 3rd down and 10. So they're still trying to figure things out. Now they will finally say, good to go. You always wonder what these discussions are. There's just no way to know. But Langley will take a snap, go back to throw on 3rd and 10. Again under pressure, and he'll go down in the grasp of Brendan Breslin, who got him back at the 20-yard line. Breslin coming through on the blitz. West Albany just pinning their ears back and coming after Langley.
Langley's been able to evade most of those rushes, but that time Breslin bringing the heat and untouched takes a great angle, and Langley not able to get away from him as they drop back in punt formation, it appears.
4th and 21. It would be more of a surprise if Corvallis went for it this time. With Valenzuela deep, Langley one step and a kick. Wobbling kick. It's going to hit at the 47. Take a couple of bounces to JT, who will field it at the 43. To midfield, Corvallis 45. Goes airborne, stays on his feet inside the 40 and down near the 36-yard line. JT went to hurdle a defender. That's dangerous when you go up in the air like that. When he came down, he was hit. But all it did was bounce him back about a half yard. And he picked up about an extra 6 after the contact. Inside the Corvallis 37, it will be 1st down and 10.
You know, you tell your basketball players that when you go airborne, you're helpless. You can't make a move. You can't evade anything. You can't do anything when you're in the air. Same's true of football, obviously. He leaves his feet, and you're vulnerable to take a huge hit. That time doesn't come out any worse for wear, and then gets good positive yards. The Bulldogs with great starting position here for this drive. 35.1 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
He had a 39-13 West Albany lead, looking for more. Lahota on play action, back to throw. Setting up, looking for Valenzuela, and JT makes a sliding catch down at the 15-yard line. One of the rare times this season they've looked for Valenzuela on the pass, and JT rewards that decision with a nice sliding catch, 21 yards and a 1st down.
And catches it in traffic, too. There was some coverage all the way around. Anytime you run any sort of crossing pattern, you're going to have a lot of traffic in there. Nice job of concentration by Valenzuela to bring that one in, and Lahota put it right on the numbers.
Is he still perfect? I'm going to ask Jeff down. Yes, thumbs up. Cody Lahota still perfect on the night. Tries to stay that way. Going for the end zone, looking for Breslin. There's a flag down as the pass does go incomplete. Of course, I bring up that he's perfect. That one falls incomplete. It will be a hold on West Albany, so never mind. The play never happened.
Well, Ryan, as they march this off, I want to say hi to a couple people. Tom and Lois Holman, whose son Brian set things up for us again tonight. Want to say hi to them. They're listening at home. He said they would be. And everybody at the GPS market there in West Albany understand that they listen to our broadcasts and while they're operating their business in the evenings. And want to say hi to everybody at the GPS market listening to our game tonight.
That's very cool. We appreciate that. Let's get out as much as we can. As a bobble snap, Lahota will cover it at the 30. After the hold was assessed, it was 1st and 20. The clock stopping. The officials vigorously saying to wind it, and that will bring the 3rd quarter to an end. We will head to the 4th. The 3rd quarter owned by West Albany. Both the scores in the quarter for the Bulldogs, and at the end of 3, it's West Albany 39, Corvallis 13. We will come back for the 4th at KSHO.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Need some electrical work in your home or business, but it just seems like too small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
Lassen RV at Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
Join the fun at the Albany Athletic Club. Group fitness classes from low-impact dance to traditional circuit training, plus racquetball and more. Watch your waistline shrink and your health improve every day. Start now at the Albany Athletic Club on Hickory next to Tom's Garden Center.
Unforgettable 920.
Oh, my God. You probably hear my exclamation there. Oh, my God. As Cody Lahota dropped back to throw, he rolled to his left. He pump faked to fool everybody in the building. He heaves it down up for grabs into traffic. It's caught by Brendan Breslin for a touchdown. 30 yards. The Bulldogs are on the board again. It's 45-13. What a play. Great improvisation by Cody Lahota.
Oh, It's really something. As he looked like he was going to look like Tiger Woods going back to hit a shot. You know how he kind of balks when somebody screams something from the crowd or something. That's what he did. Brings the ball back, finds himself some more room. But I always hate to correct you when I hate to correct you at any time. But that catch was made by Jake Lacoste.
Was it?
It was.
Well, I'll be darned. Touchdown, Lacoste. Thank you, Wally.
No problem.
11:48 to go in the game. West Albany 46, Corvallis 13. We'll take a break and return here to KSHO.
You will come out a winner at Power Honda. Their talented staff will show you how easy it is to get the vehicle you want and the payment you need. Check out mypowerhonda.com. Call 928-0122 or just go in to Power Honda, Highway 20 east of I-5 in Albany, your Honda superstore.
Albany Burgerville is celebrating 50 years of serving customers fresh, great-tasting food with a mission to serve with love. Pick up a Burgerville card now and earn rewards cash for every dollar spent. See store for details. Stop by Burgerville after the game. Order a famous Tillamook cheeseburger. Open 7 a.m. to midnight Fridays.
A first-class 24/7 fitness facility, always open with keyless access where safety is paramount. That's Snap Fitness of Albany, where they offer free classes of yoga, Pilates, and Zumba with each membership. Check out Snap Fitness's new gym, now on Hickory Street in North Albany.
Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market across from the Heritage Mall has Senior Day, the first Tuesday of every month. $2 off every purchase of $15 or more. Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. 100% satisfaction guaranteed across from the Heritage Mall with bargains on the brands you trust.
Unforgettable 920.
Back in Corvallis, West Albany has really taken control here in the second half. 46-13 is Matt Wiest with the kick that will go on a hop into the end zone. Another touchback from Wiest, and the Spartans will begin from their 20-yard line.
You know what? Wiest has lacked tonight in extra points. He has made up for in touchbacks. I'll tell you, he has got the power leg going tonight. Doesn't seem to matter which direction he's going. That time, another touchback for Wiest. Is that his fourth of the game?
It's at least four, and it might be his fifth. Corvallis will come to the line now down 46-13. It was 26-13 at halftime, and the Spartans got the ball first in the third quarter. As we'll have whistles and a timeout taken here by West Albany. I mentioned that there were just a couple of things in this rivalry. Wanted to try to point out some facts from over the years. The first 8 matchups in this rivalry, again, it dates back to 1910. The first 8 matchups resulted in a shutout on one side or the other. 5 shutouts for West, 3 for Corvallis. And in 15 of the first 17 meetings all time, at least one team went scoreless, and there were 2 scoreless ties in there as well in 1924 and 1925. So it was 62-0 Albany the first time these two teams met, but evidently scoring was not the way it is today because there were 15 shutouts in the first 17 matchups between these two teams.
You telling me the spread offense probably wasn't?
I don't think it was around back then. I don't think Chip Kelly had his hand in too many plays in 1924 and 1925. Langley out of the timeout, back to throw, rolling to his left, under pressure. He goes down again, back near the 10-yard line. Brian Garcia gets credit for it.
Cole Zumwalt also there, and Cole Zumwalt probably one of the biggest factors in why that happened because he had the outside contain, and there was no way Langley was going to get outside of him, allowed Garcia to come in and get the sack.
Loss of 9, back to the 11. It'll be second down and 19. And in 1949, 5 Corvallis students beat Albany 50-0 on the fence of the Albany grandstands before the season-ending game against Albany. And as a result, Corvallis forfeited all of their regular season victories that year. Painted beat Albany 50-0. A pass flailed incomplete. Off on the far side, nobody home. Langley just throwing that to try and save his life. But that's the way it was. You know, you hear about rivalries back in the day. Oh, that was great. And they painted a fence or, burned the logo at midfield.
Stole the mascot.
Yeah. And it all seems so playful. The stories you hear from, shall I say, the older days.
Oh, no question about it.
It's not quite as harmless anymore.
Oh man, well, I'll tell you, there were some hard feelings came out of some of those decades of football too. There were that was a very heated rivalry for a long time. Not the diplomacy that sometimes you see now.
Third down and 19. Langley back to throw, straight drop, under pressure, throws a screen for Laswell. Laswell will get back across the 20, across the 25, near the 27. It'll still be fourth down. A little more manageable now for Corvallis. Langley, that's a smart play call. So much blitzing from West Albany drawing up the screen. It got him good yardage.
Yeah, you've got to try and do something to combat the assertiveness of the Bulldog defense right now. West Albany can smell the blood in the water, and they're just pinning their ears back, like you said before, coming after Langley. If you can make West pay for that aggression, then a screen pass is the ideal call in that situation.
4th down and 2. Corvallis in punt formation, kind of. Again, that sort of hybrid formation as Langley will punt it. He had a line drive that will skip over Valenzuela's head. He'll take it at the 32. At the 35. He's at the 40. Finds a crease at the 45. Midfield. The Spartan 45 at the 40. He's at the 35, 30. Needs a block at the 25, at the 20, the 15 to the 10, to the 5. A touchdown for Valenzuela. 68 yards on the punt return. I scan the field and say no flags. Touchdown, West.
You and I are both doing the same thing, trying to make sure there weren't any hankies, no laundry on the field. And Valenzuela, what a run that was. And was that Garcia that got out in front of him there? Sustained his block for about 15 yards there, allowing Valenzuela to get the rest of the way. Makes the dive for the pylon, gets into the end zone, 52-13, West Albany.
The second punt return for touchdown in as many weeks for JT Valenzuela. And a third, if you want to count the one that was taken off the scoreboard by penalty last week. 68 yards on this one. Matt Wiest for the point after. It is up, and it is good. 10:02 to go in the game. West Albany 53 and Corvallis 13. We'll take a break and come back to 920 KSHO.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Need some electrical work in your home or business, but it just seems like too small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
Lassen RV at Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
Join the fun at the Albany Athletic Club. Group fitness classes from low-impact dance to traditional circuit training, plus racquetball and more. Watch your waistline shrink and your health improve every day. Start now at the Albany Athletic Club on Hickory next to Tom's Garden Center.
Unforgettable 920.
JT Valenzuela showing one more dimension of the West Albany attack on punt returns. His second punt return touchdown in the last 2 weeks. Extra point from Matt Wiest, turning this one into a rout. 53-13 West, 10:02 to play. As Matt Wiest with the approach from the 40. Another low line drive, returnable. Laney will take it at the 5, right at the middle at the 15, at the 20, at the 25-30. Little bit of room across the 40, still on his feet as he'll be ridden down around the 43-yard line. A lot of new faces in on special teams for West Albany. Calvin Chamberlain in on the stop. Carson French was there as well.
Yeah, Taylor Rogers in on special teams as well for the Bulldogs. And as well as I saw somebody else. I'll see if I can get it identified here in just a second. No, I lost it.
9:50 to play in the game. West Albany has outscored Corvallis 27-0 here in the second half. And now they lead it by 40. Langley from the shotgun, quick snap, looking left, under pressure, steps up, now wants to run in the middle of the field, and will get it across midfield to the Bulldog 48-yard line. Good run from Langley.
And Ryan Radke, number 60 for the Bulldogs, 180-pound junior, got the tackle there after the nice gain by Langley. Going to bring up second and about 2.
At the Bulldog 48-yard line. Langley scanning the D, has Laswell behind him in the pistol. Turns, quick throw, far side is incomplete. And a good play by Ben Engel to go up high and knock that one away. Engel giving up some size to Andrew Laney, but a nice job to go up and swat it right out of the hands of Laney.
Yeah, and really had to elevate to get up there too. Nice job by Ben Engel. Had a couple options on that play. You give up the catch and then put the hit on the receiver, or go up and try and make the incomplete pass. That time he swats it away. Nice play by Engel.
3rd and 2, Corvallis. from the Bulldog 48-yard line. Langley with Wade in motion. Back to throw. Throwing in the flat. It's caught by Wade. First down, though he pays the price. Joey Roos sticks him just inside the 44, but it is enough for a Spartan first down.
Boy, nice, sure, open field tackle by Roos, but not before Corvallis getting the first down yardage here as they're starting to march down the field. Ball at the Bulldog 44-yard line, 1st and 10, 9:02 to go here in this game.
Moving the ball has not been a major issue for Corvallis tonight. It's just been finishing drives. Corvallis got the 2 touchdowns in the first half, but they've been in Bulldog territory several times. Blocked field goal and some turnovers on downs as Langley rolling left, fakes the pitch, keeps it, now accelerates to the 40, cuts back, waits for a block, turns it up at the 35, got a huge block, and will duck out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Ben Engel got blocked, and he's shaken up.
Yeah, they got him cutting back, trying to chase the play, and it was a clean block. We had it right in front of us here. Some Corvallis players come over to check on him as the West Albany training staff comes out to check out Ben Engel. Ben's had himself a heck of a football game tonight. We'll hope that this is just a little stinger, maybe get the wind knocked out of him as they check him out.
Yeah, they're going to help him to his feet and off to the sideline. So good to see Ben up quickly. Saw his dad last week after the Lebanon game, understood that Ben had suffered a concussion against Dallas. Yeah, those are the things you worry about when you're blindsided like that. You really get jolted. Seems that the concussions just happen so often at every level, and they hope that that's not in the head area of Ben. Maybe just had the wind knocked out of him. He'll come to the sidelines. 1st and 10 Corvallis at the Bulldog 24. Langley rolling left, throwing into the flat, caught by Skipper. Skipper turns upfield and turns it into nice gain as he will go out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Caught it at about the 22 and gets 7 yards after catch.
Yeah, Ryan, you almost get the impression that West Albany kind of in almost like a prevent defense here at this point, and not bringing quite as much heat at Langley, kind of settling back, but also giving some cushion to the receivers here. And what's happening is Corvallis is taking advantage of that. They're finding some windows and moving the ball down the field.
Ollie John Bose has come in along the defensive line.
Yep, I see that. Bose, 5'10", 270-pound sophomore, getting some varsity time.
Ryan Radke, who you had mentioned, is Langley on a pump fake, throwing for the end zone, has a target, and a flag comes down as the pass falls incomplete, but contact in the end zone. Easy call. Forrest Thomas in coverage for West.
And in Forrest Thomas's defense, he had come over to cover the play, but the ball was a little bit underthrown, and the receiver cut inside. And defender Thomas just kind of got caught there in no man's land, a little contact with the receiver, and it's the right call.
So it'll be 1st and goal for Corvallis. Tyler Brinson has checked in for the Bulldogs. Talon Rogers has been out there. And there's a number 46 on the field, not appearing on your roster. Always love when they do that. As Mather and Langley again throwing for the end zone, and it is caught by Laney right over Forrest Thomas for a touchdown. Thrown up for grabs, and Laney, who is listed at 6'1", 180, but really looks like he towers over just about everybody out there, able to snatch it away from Thomas for a touchdown, 8 yards on the score, and it's 53-19 West Albany.
Yeah, nice throw by Langley there, too. He put it up where his receiver, he knew that the corner was a little bit undersized, put that up where Laney could go up and get it. Smart play by Langley, nice throw.
Laney from Langley, and the point after from Ellenson is no good. 8:21 to go in the game. West Albany 53, Corvallis 19. Let's take a break, and we'll come right back with Bulldog football on KSHO.
You will come out a winner at Power Honda. Their talented staff will show you how easy it is to get the vehicle you want and the payment you need. Check out mypowerhonda.com. Call 928-0122 or just go in to Power Honda, Highway 20 east of I-5 in Albany, your Honda superstore.
Albany Burgerville is celebrating 50 years of serving customers fresh, great-tasting food with a mission to serve with love. Pick up a Burgerville card now and earn rewards cash for every dollar spent. See store for details. Stop by Burgerville after the game. Order a famous Tillamook cheeseburger. Open 7 a.m. to midnight Fridays.
America's best music and the news you need. This is 920 KSHO, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Here at Spartan Stadium on the final Friday of the regular season, the 2012 football year, West Albany 53 and Corvallis 19. Bulldogs certainly appearing, though they will go to 8-1 on the year, 6-1 in the Mid-Willamette, which would put them one game behind Silverton, all alone in second place in the league. And certainly hoping to solidify a home bye and then a home playoff game after a bye. We just don't want to have to broadcast a game next Friday. We want to rest up for the playoffs too.
That's right. You know, we're a little nicked up.
I've been dealing with a sore throat for weeks now. I just need to rest it up.
Sissy.
Yes, Corvallis does go with an onside kick.
I think Cole Zumwalt got
I was going to say, it looked like it was grabbed by Zumwalt, and it was. At the 43 of West Albany, the Bulldogs will take it there. 1st and 10 with 8:17 to go in the game.
We'll wonder if we've got some starters that will keep coming out onto the field. Buck Truelove, I see him. So staying steady there at center. We'll see if we see some other numbers coming out onto the field.
Ryan Radke is going to be in. So is John Bowes. Calvin Chamberlain is in. Saw Hiram Crook coming in fullback, and Ben Engel apparently is fine because he's going to come in and take some snaps.
Yeah, and they're going to be late getting this playoff here. We'll see if the back judge raises his hand, but a little confusion coming off the West Albany sideline there.
Hasn't raised it yet, so they do have some time. As Cody Washburn will get a carry, and Washburn will take it across the 45 near the 48-yard line. Good burst on first down from Washburn.
Well, it appears that Jake Lacoste's night is done, which is the right move. 8:05 and counting here. Ben Engel at quarterback. We've got a couple other numbers here. Peyton Sassaman, 5'9", 170-pound junior, in the game as well. We'll see if we can spot some other numbers. 61,
Anthony
Iverson, the junior, in on the line.
So Engel takes a snap, gives it to Washburn again, right into the middle of the defense. Met at the 50 and stood up. Gain of 2 for Washburn. It'll be 3rd down and 3. McLean Westberg will come in. Calvin Chamberlain comes out. Coach Nyquist does a very nice job at this stretch of the game, getting players in almost on every snap. You see a new body come in.
Yeah, you like to see that. You like to see them get that kind of experience. We've talked about this for years, Ryan, how if you can get younger players comfortable on the field in this situation or any situation, get them the snaps, they aren't quite the deer in the headlights when they get on the field as older players.
Yeah, it's huge. It's Cody Washburn. Gets the carry, diving for that first down mark. Not sure he's going to have it.
That's a horrible spot.
It's not a generous one. In a 53-19 game, I'll try not to get too upset, but that was not a good spot. It's going to be 4th and less than 1.
Yeah, West will go here. I mean, that's the right thing to do. You want to give these players the opportunity, but give it to Washburn again. Let him power it through.
Yeah.
Or give it to Hiram Crook.
Yeah, Hiram Crook,
the fullback. Why not?
Angle under center. 4th down and 2 feet. They will give it to Washburn. Washburn is met, trying to fight. I'm not sure he got there. Good stick by the Corvallis defense. It will depend on how generous they are on this spot.
They gave him some forward progress there, and I think they might measure this, but I think they are going to give him first down yardage.
Yeah, official timeout. This spot, I think, was better than the last. That's going to be really close.
It's there.
Wally says it's there.
It's there.
I'm leaning over.
Jeff
says first down. Jeff has a better angle than we do. He's a good 3 feet down to the right.
Gives him. He doesn't have this I-beam in front of him like I've been working around all night.
First down by a chain link. That's about as close as it can get. But you're both right. First down, West Albany keeps the drive going with 6:31 to play in the game. West leading at 53-19.
Ben Engel comes back out. He's gotten the play from Coach Nyquist. Can't imagine they'd put it in the air, but as soon as I say that, then they usually loft one.
1st and 10, West from the Corvallis 47-yard line. Engel gives it inside to Hiram Crook, the fullback. Not much there. Middle of the Corvallis line, doing a nice job on the last couple of carries.
Clock will continue to run. 6:04 and counting. Be about 5.5 when they get this next play off.
I see Jeff reacting. I thought to myself, there's probably only one reason why that's happening. Number 39 into the ball game, Tanner Kiter, will come in as a receiver. That thankless part of the game for a receiver when you just get to go block for a couple of seconds. Not likely to put it in the air, but Tanner in there as a receiver off to the left, 2nd down and 10. And we're going to get a delay of game on West Albany.
one of the hazards of this type of situation. The coaching staff doing such a good job of getting players in and out that sometimes that will just take up so much time. Once they've whistled it into play, you've got 25 seconds?
Yes.
25 seconds. That back judge doesn't care if you're trying to just sub new players into the game. He's got a job to do, and West Albany backs it up 5 yards here. 2nd and 10. Second and
15. Yeah, they just haven't put it up on the scoreboard yet. Yeah, his Angle is going to keep off the left side. Angle's got a little bit of a crease with a Tanner Kiter block. Ben Angle will get close to a first down around the left side. Great fake up the middle. And Angle off left tackle. It's a good downfield block by number 39.
Yes, it was. Tanner Kiter getting out there, lead block. Nice job getting upfield, helping Ben Angle get that yardage there. West Albany run power plays right up the middle, trying to go right over Buck Trulove there for 5 or 6 consecutive plays. That nice call there gets Angle almost a first down yardage.
14 yards on the carry. Now they give it to Hiram Crook, and he will pick up the first down inside the 35 to the 34. A gain of 4 for Crook. First down, West Albany. Trying to keep it going with the backups in there. West Albany, the second highest scoring team in 5A behind only Sherwood. They average 48.6 points a game, and another touchdown here could put them over 50 on average for the season. So Johnny Pearson has come in now at receiver for West. Bulldogs, so many different players that they can get in for a couple of plays. Jamison DeFore has been in for the last few snaps. He's set up to the right. It's Angle, another give to Hiram Crook up the middle, and Crook still rumbling down the far sideline. Got a chance to go at the 10, at the 5, and in for a touchdown. Hiram Crook coming through the pack on the left side. He scores from 34 yards out. It's 59-19 West Albany.
And both your fullbacks, Hiram Crook and Matt Soot, have both scored in this game. That time, nobody just wrapped him up, and he's so strong. He's going to run through tackles, much like we see from Jake Lacoste. That time, Hiram Crook busting through a couple of arm tackles and takes it to the house. And the Bulldogs with a chance to hang 60 on the Spartans here. 4.5 to go here in this game. West Albany trying to make this a 60-19 game.
Now the Bulldogs trying to get the backup special teams into the ball game now. Luke Hawkins was the one trying kicks with Matt Weiss before the game, and it is Luke Hawkins who will try the point after here. Johnny Pearson is going to hold it. As West tries to go for 60 here with 4:49 left. Snap a little high. Pearson puts it down, and Hawkins' kick is blocked. Corvallis able to bust through and block the point after, so West stays at 59 with 4:49 to go in the game. It's the Bulldogs 59, the Spartans 19, and we'll keep it here so that I can tell you, for new and used foreign and domestic auto parts, choose B&R Auto Wrecking. Just log on to autowrecking.com, and remember, if you own a truck or car, think B&R. Well, I have to make a mention of this, and it's just because some of the names involved fascinate me. It doesn't have anything to do with West Albany, but thinking of Mike Riley, the Beaver head coach, he quarterbacked here at Corvallis High School, brought him to state championship appearances in 1969 and 1970. Corvallis won the 1970 state championship. They beat Medford, and that 1970 Corvallis team had Mike Riley, Jay Losey, who coached at Oregon State, Donnie Reynolds, most people in the Mid-Valley know, Jerry Hackenbruck, Gary Beck, who would later coach here at Corvallis. The team that they beat that day was Medford. Medford was coached by Fred Spiegelberg, kind of a coaching legend here in Oregon, quarterbacked by Scott Spiegelberg, one of the nicest human beings you will ever meet, and a Corvallis booster. I'm sure he's here somewhere tonight. His son, Joey, would later quarterback here at Corvallis. In fact, Joey was the alumnus who drew the winning 50-50 number tonight. And the favorite target for Scott Spiegelberg, they called it an end. It wasn't a receiver, it was an end, was Bill Singler. Bill is now the head coach at South Medford. That Singler name should sound very familiar. He's the father of Mitch and Jack, and the uncle of Kyle and EJ. Kyle in the NBA, EJ down in Oregon. That's a lot of big names in that 1970 state championship game. Mike Riley was the quarterback for Corvallis.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And the only place you could get that kind of information
is Google.
Is a West Albany football broadcast.
Matt Weiss with the kick. It's taken on a hop by Laney at the goal line. Laney coming to the near side with some space at the 30. He's at the 40. He's at midfield. Weiss with the angle. Laney's going to outrun him and go all the way for a touchdown. 99 yards. Laney for a score.
the biggest ovation of the night from Corvallis. It's 59-25. You would think that's the winning touchdown, but kudos to Laney. He takes it all the way back for a score.
Yeah, and I tell you, it was a great run, and he just outran all the Bulldogs. He had great speed. Once he gets those long legs going, he was gone. Looked like Matt Weiss might be able to take an angle on him, but not able to catch him in time. Just sprints up the sideline and takes it to the house.
Yeah, Weiss had the angle, but Laney sprinted right past him. As Ellenson will come on for the point after, 59-25 with 4:35 to go. And scoring aplenty here in the fourth quarter. That's our 5th touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
Bulldogs trying to get some people out there into defensively here. Had too many on the field.
It's Ellenson with the point after. That is good. Tucks this one inside the right upright. 4:35 left. West Albany 59, Corvallis 26. We will take a timeout. Come back to KSHO.
A first-class 24/7 fitness facility, always open with keyless access where safety is paramount. That's Snap Fitness of Albany, where they offer free classes of yoga, Pilates, and Zumba with each membership. Check out Snap Fitness's new gym, now on Hickory Street in North Albany.
Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market across from the Heritage Mall has Senior Day, the first Tuesday of every month. $2 off every purchase of $15 or more. Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. 100% satisfaction guaranteed across from the Heritage Mall with bargains on the brands you trust.
We're Linco Federal Credit Union. Keep your money in Linn County with Linco Federal Credit Union. Enjoy a visit with one of our friendly staff at a neighborhood branch near you today. Linco Federal Credit Union in Albany, Lebanon, and Sweet Home. In Linn, you're in.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Crabtree Auto stresses the small stuff when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. An oil change every 3,000 miles is a small thing now, but adds up to big rewards down the road. Crabtree Auto's ASE certified technician can help your vehicle maintain its reliability beyond 200,000 miles. Crabtree Auto on Hill Street, just south of 9th in Albany.
920 KSHO.
4:35 to play in the game. West Albany leading Corvallis 59-26. Andrew Laney's 99-yard kickoff return. Electrifying the crowd here momentarily. Now Ellenson on for the kick. Appears to be of the conventional variety. Tried the onside last time. He will just send a line drive that will roll out of bounds near the 30. And West will take it at the 35, 1st and 10. A big thank you throughout the course of a season to all of our sponsors for making these broadcasts possible. And one of our longest standing sponsors, Lynn Benton Community College, the main campus that I pass every time I come to a West Albany game, just down the street, Highway 99. You can stop in or make an appointment with a counselor at LBCC. Campuses in Albany, that's the main one, in Lebanon, Sweet Home, and Corvallis. Get started, get finished at LBCC. Now let's see who comes in now for West Albany. Taylor Rogers is coming in, and Luke LaChapelle will be taking the snaps. LaChapelle, a sophomore quarterback. He's gotten a few reps under center. Cody Lahota, just a junior. So Cody have another year of starting under him, but LaChapelle, the sophomore, has gotten a few opportunities to get some varsity snaps.
Yeah, a lot of West Albany playmakers coming back to help next year, and we do have a West Albany timeout here, I believe they've called. It's just got a bunch of new faces into the game. I think they want to just make sure that they've got everything under control.
I think they just know you have an early morning tomorrow, and they want to keep you here as long as possible.
Evidently, 9:30 and counting here.
Safe
on the regular clock, 4:34.
Yeah. Safe travels to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
If
Thank
I
you
don't
very much.
bring it up post-game.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anticipate seeing some Beaver flags as I head north tomorrow.
I'm jealous. It's going to be a fun trip. LaChapelle gives to Taylor Rogers off left side, and Rogers bursting out across the 30 to the 36. I think West declined when that kick went out of bounds because they took it from the 30, and Rogers takes it all the way out near the 38-yard line.
You know, I wondered about that, but I think it was touched. I think a West Albany player touched that before it went out of bounds.
Absolutely right.
Tyler Brinson into the game now for the Bulldogs. See if we can recognize some other numbers. Johnny Pearson, you mentioned him a little bit earlier.
On 2nd down and 2. Another give to Rogers and some space for Rogers. At the 45, lowers a shoulder and gets out near the 49-yard line. Back-to-back good carries by Taylor Rogers. So he picks up 11 here on a Bulldog first down.
Really nice run. And that offensive line on that right side, good job of blowing open a hole, and good first down yardage there. Anthony Iverson into the game, 5'11", 190-pound junior. mentioned Peyton Sassaman in. John Bowes.
LaChapelle goes under center on 1st and 10. Bulldogs on their own 49. Give to Rogers, hit right away. Falls forward for a yard. So he will get to midfield.
And that elusive number 71.
Yeah, in again.
He's huge.
He's a really, really big kid, and he's never been listed on the roster.
And we see number 28 coming into the game, and I do believe that is Jeffrey Lacoste into the game for the Bulldogs, too, a freshman.
Another. Everybody in the Mid-Willamette Conference just said in unison, stop it. Just stop it. Another number 28 in at tailback. He gets a carry, rumbling left, trying to turn the corner, gets to the 45, and goes down to the 43 of Corvallis. As Jeffrey Lacoste gets his first varsity carry.
Great to see, and a whole bunch of people saying, oh no, you've got to be kidding me.
They just keep coming.
Of course, Anthony running for Air Force. Jarrett, junior college track athlete in California. We know about Jake here. Now Jeffrey.
And Jeffrey lost the football on this carry as it popped up in the air, and Corvallis with the recovery. Had a little bit of a crease, got popped from behind, lost the ball, and Corvallis will take it with 2:27 to go. Still 59-26 West Albany, and the Spartans will have possession at their own 39, 1st and 10. Well,
that's too bad.
Ball security comes over the years.
Yes, it does.
You could see the quickness, though, on both of those carries.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. And the confidence.
Yep.
He ran out onto the field like he owned the place.
Mather and Langley will shout out signals and go all the way back to the game in 2006, that regular season game here, and then the subsequent state championship game. And you think of Anthony as a freshman out there. Now we've gone through Anthony. We're into a second year of seeing Jake Lacoste, and now there's Jeffrey Lacoste out there. All these numbers 28. As the pass thrown up for grabs, and it's intercepted by Calvin Chamberlain. Picked at the 30. Chamberlain is going to be wrapped up and dropped, but Calvin Chamberlain comes up with the pick.
And I tell you, as he was carrying that ball, it looked like he had his hand into his face mask there. I wonder if he got maybe raked across the eye or something like that. He looked uncomfortable after the interception on that run back. I wonder if there's maybe he got poked in the eye or something through the face mask. But Calvin Chamberlain with the interception. The Bulldogs back in business offensively, 2:15 to go in this game.
Turnovers on back-to-back plays. Corvallis down big, trying to make something happen quickly. They give it right back to the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. As it is, Jeffrey Lacoste with another carry here, and the ball come
loose.
out again. It did. And did Corvallis get it again? They did. 3 straight plays, 3 straight turnovers. This can happen in what you would call garbage time here with 2:09 left. And Corvallis will take it at the Bulldog 25, 1st and 10. Let's go to running clock. Let's go. That's what it's determined.
Well, obviously, Corvallis is going to put this ball in the air. They want to get on the board here again. So, let's just move that clock along.
Langley,
or they can run it.
Langley takes a snap, gives it to Laswell, and Laswell will take it inside the 20, down close to the 18-yard line. There was a new quarterback in for West Albany. Now, number 15 is John Sublette. Didn't we determine that 15 was somebody else?
It's LaChapelle, isn't it?
No, LaChapelle is 5. We had seen a different quarterback a couple of weeks ago. We'll call it Sublette because he is 15 on the roster and listed as a quarterback. Langley will take the snap here on 2nd and 4. Rolling right, looking left. Now going to tuck it and run and take it inside the 15, spinning for a 1st down, which will stop the clock with 1:20. Well, they haven't. Now they blow it dead. 1:25 left.
And here's a question for you: why is Langley still in this football game?
He's a senior.
He's a senior. Last football game, probably for him. Is Corvallis still trying to hold on to one of those last couple positions in the power rankings? Probably will fall out of that. That's going to be really interesting to see.
It will be,
to see if they do fall out of that 24 spot or 23 spot, or if they do make the playoffs.
Yeah, Pendleton, Dallas, Marshfield are the 3 teams right behind them. Dallas, we know, was losing to Lebanon. It's Langley rolling right, throwing for the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. Corvallis in again with 1:07 left, and this final score is going to look much better than the game has been. 59-32 as Garrett catches his third touchdown of the night.
Well, you know, say what you want about this Corvallis team. They're going to finish the season at, 3-6. But I tell you, Langley's done a good job offensively for this Spartan team. Really nice arm, and he's elusive.
Ellenson for the point after, and it's good. 1:07 left, 59-33, West Albany. We'll keep it here, might as well. I know we've got to be getting close to good on breaks, and we still have to take one after the game. Boy, all sorts of scoring here in the fourth quarter. It was 39-13 West Albany at the end of 3. The Bulldogs pushed it to 53-13, and Corvallis has now gotten to 59-33 with 1:07 left. And that's maybe why Mather and Langley is still in there to pad some stats and throw a third touchdown to Cole Garrett.
Well, you can't blame him for that. You know,
Sure.
There's a lot to be said about pride, and you don't like to, you know, when that score was sitting there so lopsided, you want to keep fighting, and that's what you teach athletes at any level, is that you don't hang your head and you don't ever give up, and that's certainly what Corvallis has done, largely against the reserves for West Albany, and the West reserves getting all they can handle here in this fourth quarter, and learning a lot on the field here. 1:07 to go. West Albany still with a 59-33 lead. I don't think we'll see an onside kick here, but you never know.
You never know. 58-35. Lebanon has defeated Dallas tonight, as Lebanon also tried to solidify their power ranking. Isn't everybody in the final week? I guess I can stop saying that, but Lebanon hoping for a home game, as they will be in that 9-24 grouping. And I know of my dad doing the Lebanon games, they don't want to take a long trip. Lebanon was 17th coming into this week. They wanted to get up to at least 16th so they could host a playoff game. The kick by Ellenson comes down as Forrest Thomas returns and gets mugged at the 20-yard line. West Albany will begin. 59.6 seconds left in the game, and a couple of runs. We'll head out of here.
Yeah, you wonder just at this point if West would would take a knee, and if they did, would Corvallis call a timeout?
It wouldn't surprise us at this point, would it?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. And I don't think West will take a knee. I think they'll continue to run offensive plays just to give this group of reserves as much experience as they can.
Scott Landgren just texted me saying, we should be on the road at Bend. That's his prediction. Is that like in the contract that Lebanon has to go to Bend at least once every season?
Yeah, to play either Bend or Mountain View.
As John Sublette takes a snap, takes a knee, and Corvallis will not call a timeout. It will run. Between the two of us, the KGAL crew doing the Lebanon games and we doing the KSHO crew doing the West Albany games, that's a lot of trips over the pass. Over to Bend. West has been there a few times. Lebanon has been there at Bend at Mountain View.
I tell you, and those are some chilly games over there too.
And snow has started falling in the pass. There was snow over last weekend. As Sublette takes a snap, takes a knee, and that is going to do it. West Albany will not have to take another snap, and the final seconds will expire here. West Albany came in expecting a one-sided victory. They get the one-sided victory. Corvallis hung around for a half, but West Albany pulls away in the second, and they win it tonight, 59-33 over Corvallis. The Bulldogs finished the regular season 8-1, 6-1 in the Mid-Willamette Conference, and certainly looking pretty good to have a bye and then a home playoff game to start the postseason. The chase for a championship begins hopefully in 2 weeks as West Albany wins 59-33. We'll take a timeout, come back and wrap this one up on KSHO.
Now is the time to buy a car at Mark Thomas Motors. 4 generations in the auto business and here to stay. Mark Thomas Motors is big on supporting local events. 3 locations in Albany: Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Hyundai, GMC, Buick, Pontiac. Now is the time to buy a car at Mark Thomas Motors in Albany.
Just like the Bulldogs, Courtesy Corner Shell gives you everything they have every time you drive in. Fast and friendly service, windows always clean. Non-ethanol fuels for small engines, boats, and vintage cars available. You can't beat Courtesy Corner Shell near Queen on Pacific Boulevard. They'll be happy to see you.
Unforgettable 920.
back here at Corvallis, again, it seemed like a very long game, 20 minutes to 10, and finally wrapped up 59-33. West Albany gets the win here tonight at Corvallis. This is now the 6th consecutive game that Corvallis has allowed 40 points to an opponent. West Albany eclipsed the 40-point mark in the first 12 seconds of the fourth quarter and started to pull away late. The Bulldogs win it. They put up big numbers again, 59-33. Jake Lacoste over 300 yards rushing. This is a pretty good way to head into the postseason.
It absolutely is. And what I like about this, too, last year at this point, Jake was pretty nicked up, and he has come through the regular season relatively injury-free, and appears to us that Jake is healthy going into the postseason. That's key number one. Key number two is the rest of the Bulldogs appear to be too. Now, we heard that Joe Birchfield had a concussion. That's unconfirmed. We got that from his big brother, so I have no reason to doubt it. But the caped one gave us that word, and so we'll hope that he recovers. That's the bad news for the Bulldogs. The good news is he's got an extra week to recover from that too, so likely to have the bye next week. West Albany seems to be doing all the right things. Some things we saw tonight, though, and so if anybody was scouting the Bulldogs tonight, it's that pass defense. Early in the season, we saw some vulnerability there. We saw it again tonight. But what I think the biggest problem for the Bulldogs in that regard tonight was they allowed Langley to get outside sometimes, buy himself enough time that his receivers were either coming back to him or finding open windows, and he was able to complete some passes. And West Albany has to be able to defend the pass as they get into the postseason. The tougher and tougher teams, they're going to see solid quarterbacks that are going to be able to not only elude pressure, but find their receivers down the field. I think pass defense is going to be a point of emphasis here in the next 2 weeks of practice.
Yeah, pass defense and cleaning up the penalties. Those were the two big things that stood out to me tonight. That pass defense has had a couple of games throughout the year where it's really come into question. And the penalties over the last few weeks have gotten somewhat out of control. Bulldogs had 70 yards in penalties in the first half. Did much better in the second half, I'll say that. But the personal fouls, the procedure penalties, those are the kind of things. I mean, they short-circuit drives, they extend opponent drives, and in the postseason, that's all it takes is one drive that stalls or one drive where you help the opponent gain yardage, and you can be done.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And you don't want to, it's a fine line, Ryan, because you don't want to stifle the enthusiasm or the aggression of your defense. You want them aggressive. You want them actively chasing ball carriers, receivers, quarterbacks. You want to have that fire, but you also have to, in the back of your mind, you have to have that discipline to maintain so that you don't get those overly aggressive penalties. West Albany with a couple of face masks and a couple of, what they called a late hit out of bounds, which really wasn't. That one needed to just go away. I've already taken that out of my memory because I thought that was a ridiculous call, but it was early, so I didn't feel out of it.
Yeah, I am.
All right. But West Albany, you're right. That's too many yards of penalties, and against the good teams, it's just going to be unacceptable. And I think West knows that. This great coaching staff of the Bulldogs will drill that into the kids over the next couple of weeks. I think they're going to come out, whoever they play in 2 weeks, they're going to be ready.
And I guess it should be pointed out, penalties are not always killers. I think the most penalized Beaver team of my lifetime also happens to be the most successful Beaver team of my lifetime, the Fiesta Bowl team under Dennis Erickson, which made a routine habit of picking up personal fouls, still went 11-1. So, it's not the end of the world, but the penalties helped Corvallis to a touchdown in the first half and helped the Spartans hang around for a while. It was 26-13 at the half. The Bulldogs scored 2 touchdowns in the third quarter to pull away at 39-13. Jake Lacoste on a 30-yard touchdown pass from Cody LaHoda. A brilliant play by LaHoda to pump fake, just threw the whole Corvallis defense out of whack, rolled to his left, fired to the end zone to a player I thought was Brendan Breslin. It turned out to be Jake Lacoste. That made it 46-13. JT Valenzuela would return a punt for a touchdown. It was 53-13. And then some crazy scoring in about the last 6 minutes of the game makes the final score 59-33. West Albany does get their win here tonight over Corvallis. For a lot of people who have much more of a history with West Albany than I do, this has to make them very happy to beat Corvallis like this. The Spartans before the game, I know my dad set up where we would be tonight with Bob Holt, who's the athletic director and a very nice man here at Corvallis. My dad said, that Mr. Holt was saying, and they're really struggling. They don't defend well. It's just they're not good. We talked to one of the the assistant coaches from the basketball team was also the PA operator here before the game, and he was saying this might be the fastest game ever. It's going to be 45-0 5 minutes into the game. Maybe some of that was a little bit of sandbagging on the Corvallis part. Obviously, they're a little bit down, but West Albany has to feel pretty good about coming into Corvallis and winning like this.
Can't disagree with any of that. It's always good to get a victory over the Spartans. That the rivalry. I went to West Albany. I feel that rivalry, even though Southwest is big. Corvallis West is big too. You mentioned that earlier, and certainly this is just a great way to end the season. You're relatively healthy. You're scoring a lot of points. A couple of things to work on, yes, but really got to feel very good about the postseason for the Bulldogs.
And the first time in the history of this matchup that West Albany has won 8 consecutive regular season meetings against Corvallis. 8 in a row, and they get it tonight, 59-33 over Corvallis. I still see Jeff writing, getting close here on the stats. If we need one more break, let's do it here, and then we'll come back and have our final game stats on KSHO.
Lynn Lanes in Lebanon, home of the best burger in town.
The place to bowl is Lynn Lanes Bowling Center on South Main Road in Lebanon. And the people are real nice. And the Head Pin Restaurant, I'd go there even if the bowling alley wasn't attached.
Good family fun. Bowling.
Hi, I'm Dave Wood, President and CEO of Willamette Community Bank. We are proud to support our local high school sports, music, and scholastic programs. Be part of the team and get behind our schools and our future leaders. Willamette Community Bank. Service like no other, we promise. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Competition is tough in the hairstyling business. The cutting room on Pacific across from Pops doesn't mind, because just like the Bulldogs, we strive for excellence with confidence. The cutting room wants to be your salon. Call us for an appointment at 541-928-0811.
It's that time again, Les Schwab's Fall Tire Sale, our biggest sale of the year. Come in and get great deals on some of our most popular tires. But hurry, the Fall Tire Sale ends October 31st. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
America's best music and the news you need. This is 920 KSHO, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
And back one final time at Spartan Stadium, Ryan Pitts, pleased to welcome back in Jeff Kiter with the headset on and the stats prepared. Again, a big night for Jake Lacoste. You could just put that on tape record and say it before every post-game stats. Jake, over 300 yards tonight, but there were a lot of players who got into action, Jeff.
Yeah, and we'll start with Jake, but we'll get a lot of other players' names mentioned too. Jake finished the night with 23 carries, 361 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Jake also chipped in with another 2 receptions for 52 yards, and both those went for scores as well. One for 22 and the other were for 30 yards. Also on the ground, JT Valenzuela had the 1 carry for 3 yards. Matt Soot had 4 for 15. Ben Engel had 1 carry for 15 yards. Hiram Crook had 2 carries for 38 yards, along with a 34-yard touchdown run. Cody Washburn had 4 carries for 11 yards. Talon Rogers had 3 carries for 20 yards. Jeffrey Lacoste had 3 carries for 10 yards. John Sublette, I don't know. When you do a kneel down, is that really a carry? Well, anyway,
I think they call it a team carry.
Okay, he had 2 team carries for a net of 0 yards. The Bulldogs, 44 carries on the night, 473 yards, averaged over 10 yards a carry. And as I mentioned earlier, with Jake having the 2 receptions for 52 yards, also Brendan Breslin had 3 receptions for 78 yards and a touchdown. Jackson Soto, 1 reception, 30 yards. Matt Soot, 1 for 7 yards, and JT Valenzuela had 1 reception for 21 yards. Cody LaHoda was perfect in the air at the quarterback position, 5 for 5 in the first half, 3 for 3 in the second half, 8 for 8 for the game, 3 touchdown passes. Doesn't get any better than that. JT Valenzuela, he seemed to be all over the field tonight. Got in on a punt return, returned it for a touchdown, 68 yards, and did it graciously or gracefully. So nice job, JT Valenzuela. First downs about even. West Albany had 15. Corvallis actually had 16. Penalties, 13 penalties for 125 yards for West Albany. Corvallis was only penalized 3 times, 3 for 15 yards. Turnovers, I think West Albany had 3 and Corvallis had 2. For Corvallis, Matherin Langley, he finished the night 21 of 39 for 238 yards. If we don't see them in the playoffs, I think we'll see him pretty soon on the basketball court.
Yep.
He's a heck of a point guard. A pretty good quarterback as well. Corvallis had 25 carries for 112 yards. And on the defensive side, Ben Engel had 7 tackles. JT Valenzuela had 4. JT also blocked a field goal. Or excuse me. Yeah, it was a field goal.
Yep.
Joey Roos had 6 tackles. Anthony Thomas 3. Jackson Soto 3. Carson French 3. Gabe Stone led the way. He had 11 tackles. Also had a sack. Matt Sood had 5 tackles. And Calvin Chamberlain had an interception for the Bulldogs. Ryan Radke had a couple of tackles. And the Bulldogs as a team had 4 sacks. So they were finally able to get to the quarterback in the second half. Again, Matherin Langley was a very elusive there in the first half. But the Bulldogs tightened up and shut him down and came away with a victory tonight.
Excellent. Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
We should have a bye week next week and then back for the playoffs starting on November the 9th. That's our presumption. You can stay tuned to KGAL.com. Find out when our next broadcast will be. OSAA.org. We'll have power rankings. They will be frozen tonight at midnight, and then we will find out where everybody will be headed for the postseason. Scott Landgren pointed out something I'd already forgotten here through the course of the season. That would be the second trip of the year for Lebanon over to Bend. That's where they started their season, right, heading over against Mountain View, and they may be headed back for the postseason. That'd be 2 years in a row, going twice over the pass. So my apologies to that group. We hope that we stay at home for as long as possible. West is into the postseason again, looking good, 8-1 on the regular season, 6-1 in the Mid-Willamette Conference. Congratulations to the Silverton Foxes. They will be the Mid-Willamette Conference champions, undefeated at 9-0, 7-0 in league. And we'll have to root for other people in our league until they face us. And then the heck with them. Then we don't care anymore.
That's exactly right.
Wally, again, safe travels tomorrow. Heading up
you.
to see the Beavers. Good luck to the Beavers. It's one I'm really nervous about tomorrow night up at CenturyLink Field in Seattle against the Huskies. The Ducks will be home tomorrow at Autzen Stadium, slaughtering the Buffaloes of Colorado. That game at 12:30 down at Autzen Stadium. And you can hear it, of course, on 1580 KGAL. Thank you, Wally.
Thanks, Ryan. A couple of things.
Yeah.
Thanks again to Lynette Stone for the treats.
Yes.
Bringing those up to us tonight.
They're coming home with me.
Again, a thank you and a greetings to the Albany firefighters who are elk hunting in Eastern Oregon. Pick this up on KSHO.net. Appreciate their listenership and anybody else that picks this up, not only on the internet, but also on 920 KSHO. So I'll look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Well said. West Albany gets to win the 109th meeting between West Albany and Corvallis. Goes to the Bulldogs 59-33. For Wally Orman, for Jeff Kiter, for Brian Holman, thanks for setting up the gear, and for Dave Adams in the studio, thank you for a nice job tonight. Regular season done. Postseason to come. We will see you in a couple of weeks. Ryan Pitts again, one more time from Spartan Stadium. West Albany 59, Corvallis 33. Good night.
Thanks for listening to tonight's broadcast of West Albany football on the unforgettable 920 KSHO. You can follow the Bulldogs all season long, every snap, every score, every game, home and away on KSHO. Tonight's game was brought to you by Economy Supply Building Center, City and Suburban Electric, Lassen RV, Albany Athletic Club, Power Honda, Snap Fitness of Albany, Linco Federal Credit Union, Burgerville, Crabtree Automotive, Mark Thomas Motors, Grocery Outlet, Courtesy Corner Shell, Now Builders, Lynn Lanes, Willamette Community Bank, The Cutting Room, Les Schwab Tires of Albany, Figaro's of Albany, Wilson Motors, and by Lynn Benton Tractor. Listen throughout the season for more exciting Bulldogs action. This broadcast is exclusive property of Eads Broadcasting, the unforgettable 920 KSHO, and Pitts Wally Productions. U.S. copyright law protects this broadcast. Duplication or rebroadcast of any portion of this program is strictly prohibited without prior written consent. We now join our regular programming.
You found us, so now tell your friends. America's best music is on the show. AM 920 KSHO.